Shangguan didn't care about his variant hands. He just told others. He threw a slightly larger medicine bottle to Ling'an and said, "Don't keep close to the injured purple scorpion. Take the pill and make a quick decision. Don't delay time." In the face of Fourth Order warcraft, Ling'an naturally did not dare to neglect, poured out a pill to take, and then passed the bottle one by one to others. Shangguan looked back at Yunwu and Longqingxi, hesitated for a moment, but he grabbed another medicine bottle and threw it to them. "Take this medicine." Yunwu didn't reply. He just took the medicine bottle, opened the bottle cap and sniffed it quickly. When he was sure it was the antidote pill, he and Longqingxie took the antidote pill one by one. Cloud Dance weighs medicine bottle weigh. I thought he forgot us too. Dragon Qing evil mouth slightly evil spirit raised, cold hum. He is afraid that we will be poisoned and the last card will be gone. As they spoke, Shangguan and others were already fighting with the 3 purple scorpions. As Longqingxie has said before, the fighting power of the 3 purple scorpions is no less than that of the top 5 warcraft. When Yunwu saw that the 3 poisonous scorpions swung their huge tails at the same time and attacked the people with sharp stings, he immediately understood what he meant. The steel scorpion tail alone is enough to make people drink a pot. What's more, the scorpion tail is also highly toxic, so most people will worry about their lives if they touch it. Shangguan tossed and turned in the air, his claws made him look like a human warcraft. Avoid scorpion tail and pincers, attack from the side. The root of pincers and scorpion tail is weakness. Don't stay after destroying that part of carapace, leave immediately. After all, Nanganji's bodyguards are not straw bags. With the commander's command, they gradually master the way of fighting. In this battle of great disparity between the enemy and ourselves, they gradually adapt to it. The 3 purple scorpions were very angry about this situation, so they just wiped the ground with their tails, trying to make those people unable to get close to them. Cloud Dance looked for a while, found that in addition to Shangguan and Ling'an, other bodyguards have the highest strength, and they have the middle of the 7th level. But for such an attack, I'm afraid it won't last long. Sure enough, there were 2 guards who had no time to dodge during the attack. They were hit by the venomous scorpion's tail and flew out obliquely, hitting the nearby trees. After landing, the 2 bodyguards convulsed for a while and vomited blood. Before long, they were silent. The death of his companion became a stimulant for the living. Ling'an immediately roared, and his short hair stood upright. "Ling'an, calm down." The voice of Shangguan didn't have time to stop Ling'an. Ling'an, who was extremely angry, used his own strength to penetrate the tight defense of the purple scorpion, and rushed straight to the bigger one's erect neck. "Go to hell, beast!" Ling'an suddenly drank, raised his sword, held the handle tightly in both hands, and slashed the sword to the root of the pincers on the right side of the purple scorpion. Where the sword fell, the pincers of purple scorpion couldn't resist such an attack, and the pincers were almost useless. Ling'an's ferocious face can be seen in the puffs of poisonous gas emitted by the purple scorpion. Shangguan cried anxiously, "Ling'an, come back quickly, you can't carry the poison gas." As soon as his voice fell, Ling'an, who was enveloped in poison gas, was thrown down from his back by the purple scorpion. As soon as Ling'an landed, the tails of 3 purple scorpions attacked him at the same time. Ling'an can't help but close her eyes, ready to die generously. In the whistling wind, a lightning-like figure flashed quickly. When Ling'an came back, he had already stood beside the Cloud Dance and Dragon Qingxie. "You." Ling'an didn't expect to be saved by them in the end. For a moment, she didn't know what to say. Longqingxie frowned at him and said, "If you don't have that ability, don't go to die. It's just tiring others." Said, looking at a Cloud Dance. She was relieved to see that she was not hurt at all. In fact, Yunwu didn't want to do it, but at last, he thought that he didn't owe Nanganji, so he did it at the last moment. "Thank you very much. I'll repay you if I have a chance later." This is the first time that Ling'an, after being ridiculed by Longqingxie, does not reply, but looks at them gratefully. In this world where the strong is the king, the strength of Longqingxie, together with Yunwu's help to Ling'an, is enough for him to do so. When Yunwu helped Long Qingxie to sit on the rock, he didn't pay more attention to Ling'an. Instead, he sat beside him and leaned against him. It was like watching a play. His sight returned to the other side again. As Ling'an, the main fighting force, was forced to withdraw, Shangguan already showed signs of being unable to stand alone. One by one, the guards were hit by the purple scorpion and thrown out of the battle circle. Lucky only injured, but a few bad luck, is on the spot. Ling'an looks at his companion's defeat and his face changes. It's like going back again when he mentions his weapon. But at that moment of luck, he covers his chest and vomits a mouthful of purple blood. But even so, he wanted to go back. Cloud Dance looks at, finally can't help but open mouth to lift mouth to glance an eye that complexion turns blue. Ling'an, wait, you don't want to die. I must let you detoxify. Ling'an bit his lower lip, and soon there was blood oozing. But, even the blood beads, are with purple black. It can be seen that when he was enveloped by the poisonous gas of purple scorpion just now, his poisoning was not light. During the conversation, Shangguan was also hit hard by the cooperation of the 3 purple scorpions, and slammed to the ground, bringing up a dust. When Ling'an saw this scene, her facial muscles suddenly twitched, her qi and blood gushed, and she suddenly spewed out a mouthful of poisonous blood. Less than 1/3 of the bodyguards are still struggling to support. However, people with a clear eye can see that their defeat is only a matter of time. It's not easy to deal with 3-4 level top warcraft. Shangguan Agula got up from the ground, turned to the Cloud Dance and Dragon, and cried out, "Don't you do it yet?" Long Qingxie turns his head to see the little woman beside him. Then, he slowly stands up. Duda's cold sweat falls down his temples and moistens his black hair. At this moment, for the first time, Yunwu took the initiative to hold his hand and press him up. "Don't do it. I'll go." Yunwu knows that they will be here now. To put it bluntly, it's because she wants to return Nanganji a favor, and this man is for her. However, with the current situation of Long Qingxie, how could she let Long Qingxie die? You can't handle them. Long Qingxie's eyes were heavy on the 3 invincible purple scorpions, and a layer of quick kill appeared on his cold face. "Then you can't do it." Cloud Dance tough finished saying, then turned to Ling'an Wei, "Take care of him, if he has something, don't wait for your poison hair, I want your life first." Having said that, Yunwu no longer cares about the dragon's evil spirits, and flies into the battle circle. Ling'an stands in the same place and looks at the dragon with his hands and feet tied. Although Dragon Qing Xia was a little weak, his arrogance was not reduced by half. He looked at Ling'an coldly and asked him, "Do you think you can stop me?" Ling'an said with a bitter smile, "You can't be killed too. You just said that if you don't have the ability, don't be killed, right?" Long Qingxie's eyebrows are tightly twisted. It seems that he would like to tear Ling'an apart. Let's have a look first. Xiao Wu's strength is not bad either. Ling'an is cold all over by Long Qingxie. He wipes the poisonous blood from his mouth and comforts him. However, thinking of the snow devil wolf that appeared in the camp before, Ling'an thought that it should have been killed by them. With the strength of those people in the camp, how can they hunt a level 5 warcraft? It seems that they should have moved their hands at that time, but I don't know how Long Qingxie was so weak. Was he hurt when dealing with Snow Devil Wolf? Just as Ling'an guesses, Yunwu and Shangguan unite to fight back against Purple Scorpion. Under the cover of the moon, no one can see this abnormal. Suspended in the air, she looked down at the Purple Scorpion and other people. Her posture was inviolable, which made people want to worship in a trance. Cloud Dance one hand is holding the fine sword that is wrapped by the fire element condensation, low cold way, other people retreat. Seeing this, the bodyguards spontaneously and consciously obeyed Yunwu's orders, quickly returned to the outside of the battle circle, looking for their living companions, and seized the time to treat them. Shangguan said to Yunwu, "Break it one by one. The bigger purple scorpion can't hold on for long." Cloud Dance nodded, did not speak, with a strong sense of killing eyes, stay in only a pincer's available purple scorpion body. Compared with the threatening appearance just now, after the serious injury and the release of a lot of poison gas, the purple scorpion really showed fatigue. Yunwoo stood in the middle of the sky, closed her eyes, and her whole body power came out. For the first time, in full view of the public, Yunwoo carried the force of elements in her body, drove the air, and formed a whirlpool-like tornado around her. Her dress is driven by the wind, hunting. The three purple scorpions found the most powerful human at present, and they all cautiously put up their tails, ready to attack at any time. However, Long Qingxie saw that except for the purple scorpion, which was targeted by Yunwoo and Shengguan, the other two retreated intentionally or unintentionally. Obviously, they also feel the danger. Moreover, after discovering that this sudden human strongman did not intend to fight against them, he gave up and did not want to get involved in the battle. In this suffocating and dreary atmosphere, Yunwoo suddenly opened his eyes, with a layer of purple mist around them. The beauty was so dejected. And in the next second, Cloud Dance's eyes flashed cold light, and his body with unmatched power suddenly attacked the seriously injured purple scorpion. Oh, the purple scorpion didn't dare to neglect Yunwoo. He raised his pair of tongs. The huge tongs opened and stretched out towards Yunwoo, waiting to turn the dangerous human into a pile of broken meat. Long Qingxie's pupils suddenly shrank and his eyelids twitched a few times. In the face of any crisis, people who are not in chaos are nervous because of the danger of Cloud dancing, and their heartbeats are accelerating. Cloud Dance, in danger, does not show any fear. She turned her body at an incredible angle in mid-air. She ran through the purple scorpion with a very tricky angle between its two huge pincers. Purple scorpion and not in, immediately raised the scorpion tail toward the Cloud Dance to attack. The scorpion tail drops the venom of head size, with a fishy smell, which will hit Yunwoo in an instant. At this time, always waiting for the opportunity of Shengguan, catch the gap, fly up, two hands claws mercilessly cut in the root of the scorpion's tail. Purple scorpion eat pain, action meal, Cloud Dance will not waste such a good opportunity. The elements on the thin sword in her hands suddenly turned into a purplish-red fighting spirit, like magma surging. The thin sword was made like a soft long whip by the cloud. It was shaped like a fighting spirit, with a dazzling purple-red light, and beat hard at the root of the right pincers of the purple scorpion. Mauve? This kind of fighting color, people are simply wondering, but at this moment, but not many people have time to be surprised, but are nervous to watch this battle. Click. It's a broken sound again. This attack of Cloud Dance directly enlarges the wound left by Ling'an before. Unexpectedly, it makes the pincers of purple scorpion break completely and fall to the ground heavily. Poison gas is like an erupting volcano, spewing out thin. At this time, a layer of black fog suddenly appeared on Yunwoo's body, which was like a protective film, tightly clinging to her body, so that the poisonous gas could not hurt her. Shengguan was stunned when he saw that Yunwoo had quickly left such a heavy blow to the purple scorpion. What strength is that? This teenager, Mingming, looks like how can strength be so terrible? However, the Cloud Dance, known as Terror, still felt that it was not enough. Relying on the protection of the black fog on her body, she looked hard, bullied her body, avoided the scorpion's tail, and cut down on the other pincers of the purple scorpion. The hard shell meets the thin sword wrapped by fighting chi in Yunwoo's hand, which is as easy as cutting tofu with a knife. The huge pincers fell to the ground, still twitching perceptibly, and then stopped moving. From the beginning, people were shocked, and now they look happy. With this little five, it seems that today's victory is in sight. At this time, Long Qingxie's face changed, and he broke into Yunwoo's mind with a frightened roar. Xiao Wu, back up. Cloud Dance brain has no time to respond. At the foot of a tiptoe, the body has been with the dragon's evil warning in mid-air quickly retreat, a jump open 4 or 5 sticks far. When Yunwoo looked into the battle circle again, he couldn't help taking a breath. The other two purple scorpions, taking advantage of the big guy's 2 pincers removed by her, jumped on the bigger one and ate it. The sound of chewing the carapace and the wailing sound of the dying purple scorpion are even more terrifying in the silent and windless night. Yunwu calmed his mind, looked back at Long Qingxi and gave him a grateful smile for the first time. Little thing. The low voice can only be heard by oneself. Long Qingxie would never let go of this startling glance. He gave a low smile, and his eyes and eyebrows were full of the infinite evil spirit that could not be covered up by the ordinary face after changing face. The two purple scorpions soon broke their own species into pieces, devouring the flesh and blood of their companions in warcraft. Some carnivorous warcraft, in fact, will not eat the same kind. But this scorpion is only unexpected. On the contrary, after eating the same kind of flesh and blood, it can enhance the absorption of each other's energy. Cloud Dance coldly looks at the next seashore and gives the upper officer a wink. At the same time, they each choose one and launch a surprise attack. The scorpions who are eating don't relax their vigilance, and they know very well who gave them this delicious meal. When Yunwu rushed to them, the two purple scorpions gave out a sharp hiss. The scorpion tail with venom actually let Shengguan go, but they all smoked towards Yunwu. However, just now the fight has let Cloud Dance master the way to deal with them. The corner of the mouth rises coldly, in that moment. Her body was very fast in mid-air, which not only avoided the attack of the two purple scorpions, but also made their tails beat together. Bang! The crustaceans of the two scorpion tails were all broken, falling to pieces on the ground. Taking advantage of the two purple scorpions' concentrated attack on the cloud, Shengguan quietly took advantage of the cover of the night to make a bend, and quickly rode through the roots of the two purple scorpions' tails with all his strength. Oh, two purple scorpions turn back at the same time, but Shengguan has retreated, and they are also frightened to find that their scorpion tail is falling off. Just now, Yunwu was in a trance when she saw Shengguan sprinkle some powder on his sharp claws. When the two scorpion tails fell off on the ground, she realized the use of the powder. Scorpion tail off behind, purple scorpion fell into a frenzy. They waved a huge pair of forceps, the center of gravity unstable toward the clouds. The thick poisonous gas gushed out from the place where the scorpion tail fell off. Long Qingxie looked at it from a distance and only felt that Yunwu was engulfed by the poisonous gas. All of a sudden, the brow tightened tightly. Yunwu was disgusted with those smelly poisonous gases. Relying on the protection of the black fog on her body, she ran into the center of the poisonous gas and made a fierce stroke in the mid-air. After a few loud noises, people outside found that the poison gas was thicker. Although Long Qingxie knew that Yunwu should be able to cope with this situation, he was still worried and yelled to the other side. "Xiao Wu, how are you?" As soon as the poisonous gas diffused in the center of the war situation was put away, a shadow leaped down from the air when the wind was clear and the moon was bright. Cloud Dance carrying a fine sword through the mist, straight to the dragon. The moonlight is shining on Yunwu, as if she is covered with a layer of hazy veil, and her temperament is cool and clear. Behind the clouds are the bodies of two purple scorpions. This contrast of a great scene stimulate the eyes of all people. Long Qingxie discovered that the poison of warcraft couldn't hurt her as early as the last time Yunwu hunted the man-eating snake. But when he couldn't be sure, he walked towards Yunwu. "What's the matter? Is there any discomfort?" In the face of Long Qingxie's concerned eyes, Yunwu's heart is slightly soft. He takes back the space bracelet with his thin sword and shakes his head. "It's all right. It's just that the poisonous gas is too smelly. It's disgusting." What Yunwu said was all true. Although the poisonous gas didn't invade her heart and lung, just smelling it was enough for her to feel sick for several days. Lingyan and others saw that the 4th-level warcraft that beat them almost had no power to fight back, and they were cleaned up by Cloud Dance. For a moment, there was no way to describe the shock in my heart. Looking at the Cloud Dancing eyes, from the beginning of shock, surprise, consternation, to now respect after Shengguan took the 5 poison stone, he asked Yunwu suspiciously, "Did you collect some of the poison gas just now?" As soon as the poisonous gas was collected and released, it became much thinner, which was abnormal. Cloud Dance hears speech, looked at his light way. "Do you think I sucked those stinky poisonous gas?" "I didn't mean that." Well, maybe I made a mistake." Shengguan was asked by Yunwu, and he felt that he was a little sensitive. He was close to Yunwoo just now. It seems that Yunwoo can retreat from the whole body in the poisonous gas because she has a black protective film on her body. Since it needs to be isolated from the poisonous gas, how can Yunwoo take away the poisonous gas? Isn't it to seek death by itself? At this time, Ling'an was anxiously waiting beside him. He covered his painful heart and asked Shengguan, "Shengguan, you said that the antidote should be refined by the warcraft attracted by the 5 poison stones. What should we do next?" "Don't go there now. When the poison gas is gone, cut open the carapace of the 2 purple scorpions, take out the magic nucleus, blood and spine, and I can start refining the medicine." Looking at the thinned poison gas, the Shengguan estimated, "You can start to do it in the morning. If it's windy tonight, you can do it earlier. Then we'll wait here. If we can be earlier, we'll be later." Ling'an is extremely persistent in detoxifying Nenganji. He would rather be a little earlier. Shengguan took a look at Ling'an's green face and frowned. The effect of the pill is not too big. You inhale too much poisonous gas. I'll detoxify you first. With that, Ling'an and others could not help looking at the ruddy cloud dance. If you inhale the poisonous gas, Yunwoo was completely submerged by the poisonous gas several times just now, but she was not damaged. What kind of terrible strength does this teenager have? Long Qingxie swept Yunwoo's whole body up and down several times with his sharp vision, and made sure that she didn't have any problems, and that she wasn't trying to support her, so he showed a peaceful smile. Immediately, the dragon tilts evil half to close eyes sun to lean on cloud dance body, small voice way, small thing, for husband seem to can't hold. Cloud dance stunned, backhand hold Long Qingxie, he was pressed back a step, it was found that the clothes on Long Qingxie were all soaked in cold sweat. "Xiao Wu, what happened to Long Si?" Shengguan saw Yunwoo holding the dragon to poor evil, hesitated for a moment, and asked with concern. Yunwoo didn't want to explain the physical problems of Long Qingxi to Shengguan, and said vaguely, "The old wound just recurred." Seeing that Yunwoo didn't want to say more, Shengguan didn't ask any more. He took out a small medicine bottle and handed it to Yunwoo. "The pills are for internal injuries. Maybe you can use them." "Thank you." Cloud Dance also didn't refuse, directly took over. She also understood that Shengguan's initiative to give them medicine meant to draw them together. Moreover, she could not say that there was still some intention to please Long Qingxie, hoping that he would keep Shengguan's identity secret. Take the dragon to find a clean space. Yunwoo takes out a comfortable woolen carpet from the space bracelet and lays it. Lie down and I'll help you with the diagnosis and treatment. With that, Yunwoo puts her hand on the dragon's evil gate. If you look carefully, you can find a little black on Yunwoo's fingertips. Long Qingxie was not on guard against Yunwoo, so she didn't find anything strange in her hand. After a while, Yunwoo took back her hand and looked grim. "What's up?" Even if Hua Tuo was reborn, she couldn't help the hurt of her soul. Chaos Hall, black proud voice. His soul is damaged and his origin is damaged. Although he didn't start, it seems that he couldn't hold on from the beginning, but he has been repressing. The blood bubble pool doesn't work anymore. If you want him to get better, you can only make medicine for him to take as soon as possible, otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable. Refining medicine? You don't mean this black inflammation said before, no way. For his sake, I'll make an exception. Little thing, what's your expression like I'm going to die? Dragon Qing evil look at Cloud Dance, smile on the face still said. Who knows Cloud Dance, unexpectedly facial expression as Shen, sternly scolded him away, don't talk nonsense. Long Qingxie is seldom reprimanded like this, but he is not angry. Yunwoo is so concerned about his injury that it's too late for Long Qingxie to be happy. Don't worry. I'll be fine. Long Qingxie pacifies Yunwoo. He knows his own body very well. Although the injury is serious now, he tried it himself earlier. His body is not unable to repair these injuries by itself, just because it damages the soul and the origin, and the speed will be slower. However, even so, it will not cause any consequence to his body in the future, because in the final analysis, his noumenon is also, stop talking. I'll help you heal. Where can Yunwoo believe the dragon's evil? She just thinks that the dragon's evil is to make her feel relieved. Cloud Dance quietly let Hyo check the medicine given by Shengguan. After confirming that it was harmless and useful to the current situation of Longqingxi, she gave Longqingxi one. It's a long night. When Longqingxia has a rest, Yunwoo thinks in his heart, where can Hyo avoid the method of refining medicine? Before I knew it, it was dawn. Ling'an and others seized the time to clean up the body of Purple Scorpion, because they were in a hurry, except for the things that the Shengguan asked to get, everything else was abandoned by them. Shengguan rushes to refine antidote, while Yunwoo returns to the camp with Dragon. After thinking about it, Yunwoo finally put Longqingxia in the tent and asked Lao Hu and others to take good care of him. Then he left the camp and went to find a suitable place to refine the medicine. Longqingxia lies in the tent and cares about Yunwoo's avoiding him. What is this little thing hiding? In a cave which is not too far away from the camp, Yunwoo sits on the ground with a dark pride, busy with the preparation before refining medicine. Hyo gives Yunwoo a list that has been prepared for a long time. Take these herbs from your space and give them to me. The paper in Yunwoo's hand is pure black, but the handwriting is white, which looks like the paper burned by fire. She took out the herbs one by one according to the list and lined them up in front of her. After checking for a while, Hyo poked his hand to Yunwoo and said, there is also the magic core of the 5th level Warcraft. It needs to be used as medicine to make up for his soul damage. Yunwoo doesn't hesitate to give Hyo the precious 5th level magic core and give it to Longqingxi to refine medicine. She takes out all the things in stock, but she doesn't feel distressed. You are really willing for that boy. I can't be disturbed when I'm making medicine. Go outside and guard for me. Black proud hate iron does not become steel of Saw Cloud Dance one eye, blow her out. Yunwoo was choked by Hyo, but there was no way to argue, so he had to go to the cave in silence. However, the other side of the imperial city. General Yun's military mansion is very festive. It turns out that today is the birthday of Master Yun. All the people, big and small, are very busy in this house. However, on this hot and noisy occasion, the Cloud Master is a smelly face, which makes the officials and nobles who come to congratulate all confused and embarrassed. In desperation, Yun Lingyi can only let the servants transfer the guests to the side hall. Dad, today is your birthday. Even if you are angry, can you? After everyone retreats, Yun Lingyi does not have the shelf of the general in front of Yun Qi, but rather respectfully whispers to Yun Qi sitting on the throne. Looking at his only son, Yun Qi was angry. How long has it been? I asked you to send someone to look for the 9 girls along the way, but you're good. If you don't send someone to look for them, you dare to fool your father. Go away. From now on, don't think it's Yun Qi's son. Originally, since the last Cloud Dance said to go to the palace to see Dragon 3, did not come back to the Cloud home. Later, when asked, he said that Yunwoo and Nalong Shitzi were on their way to the college, and that the engagement that they had ordered was postponed. After hearing this news, Yun Lingyi naturally didn't say much. It's the honor of the Cloud family to be recommended by the royal family to the King of God Warrior Academy. However, the object is his youngest daughter, who is the weakest in Yunfu. I feel that it's just a pity. If it is to be another daughter, the future achievements will be. However, as soon as Yunqi hears the news from the palace, he feels something is wrong. He goes to the palace to ask Zhou Batian, but he is prevented from coming back because of the emperor's absence. In desperation, Yunqi can't make a big noise. He can only let Yun Lingyi send someone to catch up with him along the way to see what's going on. More than half a month has passed. Even if no one is found along the way, it's time to catch up with the King Warrior Academy. I thought I had news back. But Yunqi finds out that Yun Lingyi has never sent anyone out to look for him. The old man was so angry that his beard stood up. If it had not been for Murong's wife in the mansion today, he would have thrown off the birthday banquet early in the morning. It's no wonder that the 9 girls would be so disgusted with his son. He really didn't look like a father, and he didn't know anything about it. The old man who wanted to improve their father-daughter relationship was very angry. Dad, the emperor has already said that he has sent people to escort them to the college. If there's anything easy to find, you can eliminate the fire. The emperor will come later. I don't care whether he comes or not. I warn you that if something happens to girl 9, I'll ask you. It's only her birthday today. I'll send her away immediately. I'm very upset. Yunqi is also very angry. He slaps on the table and leaves. Dad. Yunlingyi is at a loss. He really can't understand. Everything was fine yesterday. How could he suddenly burst into such a fire when he heard about the cloud dance? What's the point of Yunqi's favor for that sick little daughter? Thinking of Yunwu's cold face and cold eyes, Yunlingyi just can't like it. Lu Yuan. This is the courtyard where Murong's wife lives temporarily, and also the place where Yunfu entertains guests. In the past half a month, apart from giving Yunling water acupuncture and massage, Granny Yao has been living in this courtyard. Since Yunwu was sent to the college, she seldom said that she was wandering in the house. Because of Yunqi's orders, the servants of the third aunt's wife didn't dare to disturb, and Lu Yuan was quite quiet. Yunqi leaves the living room in a huff. He is going back to his yard, but when he passes by the willow garden, he suddenly feels a change in the yard. Ha! Open the outer gate of Lu Yuan. As soon as Yun Chizai came near the yard, he saw a red figure in the yard. With a sharp eye, his brows suddenly wrinkled. Who are you? Why are you here? She looks like a woman in her mid-20s. She is dressed in red clothes, with long red hair, beautiful facial features and a trace of fiery anger in her eyes. The first feeling is fire. The woman in red seemed to have known that he had come in, but she just glanced at him and disdained to scan him more. She leaned against the shade of the big tree in the yard with her hands on her chest. What a proud woman. Seeing her attitude, Yun Qi is not angry because he can't feel any fluctuation of power level from her. This shows that the strength of this woman should be compared with him, or even higher than him. It's just, how did this woman show up here? She's the old lady's guest. It's not very nice to disturb Brother Yun. At this time, mother-in-law Yao slowly came out of the house with the tea set. On that wrinkled face, is that charitable smile. Feng Huang dangerously squinted at the medicine mother-in-law who came out, and said in a rather hot and arrogant voice, "Where is that girl? Today is my third chance. My patience is limited." Granny Yao seems to turn a deaf ear. She still walks to the stone table in the yard with a smile, puts down the tea set, pours water and makes tea. Feng Huang's patience is already in a state of tension, especially when she sees the dead old woman. Every time she is like this, the wind doesn't move. No matter how she threatened and warned, she would not let in oil and salt. She was as calm as water. She was so angry that she wanted to pinch the old woman's neck every time. However, now only this old woman can know the whereabouts of the girl with black face and purple pupil. And only that black-faced girl can exchange her son from that strange old man. This old woman can't be killed or moved. For several times, she was so angry that she almost wanted to kill regardless of the consequences. Of course, because she had been warned by Zhou Feiyu before, she finally took it as a last resort. But because of the reason that she has been enduring all the time, her temper has become more and more irritable. Hu Fenghuang's angry hand flicked, a red light wind rolled up, and suddenly attacked the tea set just brought out by Granny Yao. Bang! Just knock over the tea sets. If you don't say it for a day, I'll make you restless. The cloud chi that one side has been looking at, the heart bottom trembles, the double eye pupil shrinks to see to the phoenix female, the eye bottom vigilance instantly rises. Just now that power fluctuation, is not a human power. She is, what are you looking at? Believe it or not, I've dug your eyes. In Yunqi's sight, Feng Huang's eyes are red and full of anger. Yunqi's body is full of qi, which is like facing the enemy. Are you Warcraft-like? In mainland China, Warcraft can only be transformed into human form if it breaks through the 9th level. According to the records, there is no Warcraft breaking through the 9th level in mainland China. However, in front of this woman, if it is transformed by Warcraft, it means that she has broken through the 9th level of Warcraft? How is that possible? You know, the demonic dragons they held underground in Yunfu are still not able to transform into human form. If the woman in front of them can really transform into human form Warcraft, what's the definition? Feng Huangnu sneered at Yunqi coldly, as if she didn't want to answer him. In this atmosphere, Granny Yao came with a sigh. Girl, I really don't know the whereabouts of the person you are looking for. Even if you kill me, I still have the same answer. However, I still advise you that this is the residence of General Yun and the imperial city directly under the jurisdiction of the Emperor of Mankind. Are you threatening me? Feng Huang angrily glared into her eyes, and the fire under her eyes began to brush. At that moment, the temperature in the air, as if constantly soaring, the fire gradually out of her body cage. Fire system. Yunqi narrowed her eyes and was shocked at the bottom of her heart. What a strong element of fire, as if, in the high temperature, the clothes on the body are about to spontaneous combustion, hot sweat straight up. Granny Yao looked at the phoenix girl and shook her head. The girl misunderstood. Who dares to threaten you as a girl? What's more, I'm an old woman who has no power to bind a chicken. Only, the old woman wants to say that if a girl is angry, she can come at me. She doesn't have to annoy others. For her. Even if she wanted to crush her into pieces, she would bear it because she wanted to find the black-faced girl. Well, don't give me the means of playing rogue. Today, I warn you again. If you still refuse to say it when I come back next time, I can't bear it. First kill your Murong family, then destroy the Cloud House. Finally, tear down your bones. I don't believe it. I can't force you to speak, The angry words fall down. Feng Huangnu stares at Yunqi angrily. She is not entangled with these human beings. The red figure has jumped up, turned into a red light, and quickly disappeared in the air. That was. Yunqi can't help but turn her head and look at the medicine mother-in-law when the Phoenix girl leaves. She said helplessly, I heard that she is Phoenix, but I don't know why. I've been looking for a girl with black face and purple pupil. I think I know the girl's whereabouts, so I came here from Los Angeles. I'm really sorry to disturb Yunfu. At first, Granny Yao didn't know that Feng Huang had come after her all the way. Not long ago, she suddenly appeared and asked her about the girl's whereabouts. Purple pupil. However, as soon as Yunqi heard about it, his heart jumped for a moment, and a little bit of embarrassment swept through his eyes. Should not, is looking for that wench? After a whole day, Yunwu changed from the initial waiting to anxiety. She looked back at the situation in the cave from time to time. But I don't know if Hayo is on purpose. The entrance is filled with black fog and nothing can be seen. Until sunset, Yunwu suddenly smelled a strange aroma. The smell of the fragrance makes Yunwu feel very comfortable from the soul to the body. What worries Yunwu is that the fragrance is far away. At such a concentration, I'm afraid even the camp can detect it. Black fog broke a hole, Black AO hand holding 2 pills to Cloud dance. Let him take these 2 pills. The black one is for the treatment of origin, and the purple one is for the treatment of soul. He used to use his strength to make up for the damage of soul, but it expanded a little. Good. Yunwu carefully finds a small white jade bottle and collects the pills. This time, you must not do it again during the recovery period. You warned that boy to commit suicide without death. Don't work hard all the time. With that, Hayo rubbed his forehead and said nothing more. He turned it into black fog and went back to the chaos hall along the body of Cloud dancing. Hayo, thank you. Yunwu realized that the refining of the pill consumed a lot of money for Hayo, and introduced the sound into the Hall of Chaos. However, I don't know whether Hayo went to rest or how, but Yunwu didn't get his response. Cloud danced silent smile, body hidden into the forest, not long to return to the camp. As she expected, the people in the camp were all agitated for the strange Danxiang just now. Xiao Wu, where have you been? Lao Hu always felt that this Danxiang had something to do with cloud dance, and tried to ask her. I went to the forest to find some herbs. The old wound on Longxi's body recurred. I have to treat it. Said, Shi Yang hand, just picked off some herbs. Seeing this, Lao Hu said, well, did you smell anything special just now? Cloud dance Mao Guang Shan, return away, have, probably is the superior officer is refining to solve poison for South Temple E. Oh, yes, yes. There was no flaw in Yunwu's statement, so Lao Hu and others believed it. The main reason is that the strength of Yunwu and Longxi is already so high. If they are connected with refining medicine, it's too hard for them to believe. After dealing with Lao Hu, Yunwu returns to the tent. Long Qingxia is waiting for her soberly. Long Qingxia asked directly, little thing, what's the matter with Danxiang? Don't fool me with the trick of fooling outsiders. If I had some adventures when I came out before, and I got some Dan prescriptions, and I could refine some Dan medicine, would you believe it? With that, Yunwu handed the white jade vase to Long Qingxia, looking magnanimous. In fact, if she is serious, she doesn't know what to explain to him. She can't say that she let the mysterious creature in the Chaos Palace, who was imprisoned in her sea of consciousness, be trained by alchemy. So, it's a casual explanation. Long Qingxia looks at Yunwu for a while. Suddenly he smiles and picks up the white jade vase. I believe everything you say. In the eyes of Long Qingxia's total trust, Yunwu's original magnanimous heart, but inexplicably pounding, not only did not slow down, but there was a trend of further acceleration. That pair of black eyes seems to contain the most touching love words in the world, let the cloud dance involuntarily, deep in it. How much care does she have to care about such a disposition similar to her in order to achieve such complete trust? Long Qingxia seldom sees cloud dance in such a trance. Without her consistent toughness, she has more tenderness than a girl should have, and her heart can't help softening. In fact, he knew that this little thing was hiding something from him, but it seemed that he could not extricate himself from her. Long Qingxia played with the bottle and asked Yunwu, little thing, the fragrance of the pill is too strong. Opening the bottle means telling everyone that the pill is here. What should we do? Cloud Dance Zheng, she only attend to let Long Qing evil early take medicine, unexpectedly is to forget this. Is Cloud Dance bite lip to think of a way of time, is a burst of Dan Xiang float. Although it was much worse than the Dan Xiang in her hand, there was a way to cover it up. Yunwu didn't expect that she just said that Shengguan had the fragrance of pills, but now it has come true. She took the white jade bottle, poured the elixir into Long Qingxia's hand, and urged him to take it as soon as possible. Long Qingxia raised his hand and took the two pills together without hesitation or doubt. He has proved his trust in Yunwu with practical actions. Remember, this time must not be shot again, otherwise, the Luo Jingxian can't save you. Cloud Dance is not sure that this time Long Qingxia moves, Hayo will have a solution, but it's better to be careful. If you have nothing to do, I will not do it. Long Qingxia reaches out his hand and touches Yunwu's cheek, as if he can see Yunwu's original beautiful face through this ordinary young face. Yunwu was about to wave his hand, but now. Long Qingxia suddenly twisted his eyebrows, and the whole person curled up, as if suffering a lot. Long Qingxia, what's the matter with you? Cloud Dance was startled by the sudden situation and asked quickly. Long Qingxia's forehead exudes dense sweat in an instant, and the whole person's short film is just like being fished out of the water. The black hair was wet with sweat and stuck on the sideburns of Long Qingxia. With his pale face and the blue tendons on his neck, it looked scary. Little thing, no, can't you be fooled? Is it hard? Bear with it, and I'll help you. Cloud Dance flurried with sleeves to wipe away the sweat for Dragon Qingxia, hand hurriedly to his wrist, in the heart of black proud to ask. Hayo, what's going on? It can't be like this. There won't be any problem with my medicine. Black Ao's voice also takes quite surprised, obviously don't know why White Dragon pour evil medicine later instead so painful. Cloud Dance's heart suddenly a mess, even Black Proud don't know what happened, she also how to help Dragon Poor Evil. Long Qingxia's lower lip was bitten and bleeding by him. His face was as pale as white paper. His lips were scarlet and looked very painful. He pulled out a twisted smile and said to Yunwu, Are you with mediocre? How do you learn to refine medicine? Stop talking and save your strength. I won't let you have an accident. After a short period of confusion, Yunwu calms down. She lays the dragon on the blanket and continues to talk with Hayo in her heart. Hayo, you must think of a solution. Hayo pondered for a long time before he said a word to Yunwu. There is no problem with my prescription, and there is no accident when I make medicine. It shouldn't have been, unless he had a rejection of the drug. Exclusion. That's right. His cultivation method is very strange, and it can even be said that it's evil. Besides, maybe he has some reasons that he didn't tell, and maybe it's because of that led to his rejection of this pill. His way of cultivation, Cloud Dance, I heard him say. But what else did he hide? How to solve that? There is no choice but to see if he can survive on his own. If we take medicine for him now, it will only make his physical strength more confused. If he is careless, he will be killed on the spot. Killed on the spot. When Yunwu heard the last 4 words of Hayo, there was a buzz in his mind, and the whole mind was blank for a moment. Is she going to kill Long Qingxie? Damn it! For the first time, Yunwu hated her powerlessness so much. It was also the first time that she was so angry that she didn't understand this strange medical skill and the ability of alchemy. If she knew this strange medical skill and alchemy, maybe she could find his wound at the beginning, and practice the elixir for him at the beginning. If she knows alchemy, don't worry, little thing. Long Qingxie survived the first wave of pain, half closed his eyes and sighed, I believe you for my husband. If something happens, I won't blame you for my husband. Yunwu took back his mind and quickly found a towel to wipe the sweat on his face. He said in some confusion, Don't talk, I just forgot to say. The medicine of this prescription is a little strong, and it will be painful. Dan Feng didn't say it was so serious, and I didn't expect it. Long Qingxie, listen, you have to survive. Do you know that? Long Qingxie raised his hand to hold Yunwu's hand. He seemed to feel her panic and said with a smile, Don't panic. I can stand it. In such a short sentence, Yunwu's nose was sour. To tell the truth, she has never been a weeping little girl, and even in this life, there are very few things that can make her cry. But in front of this man, let her feel the fear of panic for the first time. I'm really afraid that he will die like this, I've been here all the time. I'll be with you. Just make it through. Cloud Dance blinked sour eyes, holding Dragon to Poor Evil, let him pillow on his leg, lie more comfortable. Well, I made money for my husband this time. Long Qingxie was like joking easily, but his voice line was mixed with painful trembling, which was obviously forced to endure. Cloud Dance's fist clenched for a while, but did not show, but carefully holding him. Soon, the second wave of pain came again. Long Qingxie only felt that he had been stuffed into a narrow space filled with filiform needles on the inner wall. The needle tip penetrated into his whole body along the sweat pores, and instantly penetrated him completely. He was so painful that he twitched all over, gritted his teeth and kept silent. He didn't want to see the remorse and guilt in Yunwu's eyes. The pain of the second wave was longer than that of the first wave. Dragon Qingxie bit out several wounds on his lower lip, and the pain on his body was better. Yunwu reached out and touched the blood on Long Qingxie's thin lip. In the past, his blood was a poison to her, but when did she not reject his blood? On the contrary, I feel pain in my heart when I see his fragile side. Secretly took a breath, Yunwu took out the healing medicine from the space bracelet, carefully smeared the wound for him. Don't bite yourself. Bite this. Yunwu folded a clean towel and handed it to Long Qingxie. At this time, Long Qingxie no longer insists on man's face. If it's really painful enough to shout out, it's even more shameless. The rest of the time, I'm afraid, will be more difficult. Sure enough, when the third wave of pain came, Dragon Qingxie's eyes were red. The feeling of being put in the fire and the whole person being roasted makes the dragon feel miserable. For a moment, Long Qingxie even thought in a trance that he had turned into a pool of red-hot metal and melted into the sword-casting furnace. Wave 4, Wave 5. More and more painful feelings invade the weaker dragon Qingxie. From night to day, when the smell of lunch came from the outside, Long Qingxie was already a little delirious. Long Qingxie. Long Qingxie, don't fall asleep. Wake up. Cloud danced sleepless all night, looking at the man in his arms seems to fall asleep. For a moment, he patted Long Qingxie's sweating cheek anxiously, for fear that he would fall asleep and never wake up. Fear of anxiety, fear of loss. Let Cloud dance out of control for the first time. Long Qingxie, wake up. However, at the moment when Yunwu's mood was out of control, her black pupils turned purple instantly, and the strange purple pupils passed a strange purple smoke in an instant. All of a sudden, a few emerald green vines flew out of Yunwu's palm and quickly wrapped around the chest and abdomen of Longqing Evil. Sudden changes, almost no one to respond to the opportunity. When the reaction came, Yunwu was startled by the change. She felt it for a while, and then found that it was a wicker vine growing from the strange branch on her abdomen. What's going on? The branch has not moved since it pierced into her body. How could it suddenly do this? I don't know if this thing will hurt Long Qingxie. As soon as Yunwu raises her hand, she wants to pull back those things, but she finds that the vines are broken and separated from her. Damn it! Yunwu's face changed, for fear that the sudden change would bring more crisis to Longqingxi. But right now, Hayo's voice, which was rather startled, came suddenly. This boy is so lucky that he can be saved in this way. Yunwu wants to pull those vines apart. What do you mean, Hayo? Hayo was silent for a while, and then he came to the right way. The vines stabilized his spirit and origin. It seems that he can survive. Is that true? However, Black Proud all say so, certainly can't be wrong. Yunwu was relieved. After a long time of mental tension, such relaxation made Yunwu feel empty. It's like a container filled with water. Before it burst, it empties the waters suddenly, with a sense of comfort in exhaustion. Yunwu felt Long Qingxie's sweat-wet black hair, with some fire elements in his palm. He dried his hair a little further away, so that he would not have to face such trivial problems as fever and headache. As Hayo said, those vines are really helpful to the dragon. Before long, Long Qingxie's breath was no longer as painful as before, but became peaceful. Yunwu raised his hand and touched his forehead. Then he found that even he was sweating a lot with the dragon, and his clothes were soaked through. How long has this feeling gone? Now, for this man. Alas. With a sigh, the cloud danced for the first time. There was a trace of softness in her eyes. Have a good sleep. Cloud dance touches the dry black hair of Dragon Qingxie, and the warm touch spreads from the palm to the bottom of the heart, ironing the heart. However, not long after Yunwu's nerves relaxed, there was a sudden explosion outside. Cloud danced to Long Qingxie wipe sweat hand meal, eyebrows suddenly a wrinkle, in the heart had some bad premonition. She carefully removed the dragon from her leg. Out of the tent, you can see that somewhere in the forest is the location of the courtyard where Nanganji lives, with bursts of smoke. Uncle Hu, what's the matter? I don't know. Looking at the location, it seems that something happened there. Lao Hu is also confused, completely out of the situation. Cloud Dance gazes at the smoking place, and says in his heart, it's true that one wave hasn't been leveled, and another wave rises again. She just wanted Lao Hu and them to see what was going on, but she saw that Long Qingxie, who was just sleeping, came out of the tent. Cloud Dance instantly frowned, face flashed a touch worried. What are you doing out there? Cloud Dance is almost subconscious to meet up. I just heard the explosion. What's going on? Long Qingxie seemed to move his hands and feet on his face. His face was just pale and covered with abnormal dark yellow. At this time, Lao Hu said, it seems that something has exploded over there. I don't know what happened. Long Qingxie and Ruyun Dan supported her, looked at the place with a gloomy face, and finally said to Lao Hu, go and help me lead the animal horse. Cloud Dance hears speech, eyebrows twist up, immediately dissatisfied way, you body is not good, don't go to join in the fun, Nangong Yi there's so many people in, still lack you eh? Little thing, even if I don't go, you will go, won't you? Don't worry, you go to return your favor, and I have something to solve. It's just right to solve it together. Long Qingxie tidies up his clothes. He is in a cold sweat. Fortunately, it's noon in midsummer, otherwise it's really hard. I didn't say I was going. Don't try to be brave. Then you'll go with me as if you were. The dragon tilts evil to pull the corner of the mouth way. Yunwu knows that it's not a trivial matter to make Long Qingxie insist on going despite his physical problems. However, he has always been disgusted with Nangong Yi, but this time he insisted on going. What is the reason? However, looking at him, Cloud Dance didn't ask much at last. After Lao Hu brought the beast and horse, they got on the horse and headed for Nangongji's residence. Along the way, Yunwu has been paying attention to the dragon's evil situation. Although he had been acting normally when he left the camp just now, Yunwu knew better than anyone that how Long Qingxie could endure when necessary. Just because of the rejection of Dan medicine, Long Qingxie was in agony. The scene of nearly coma was still in front of him. How can Yunwu easily believe that he has nothing to do now? In fact, Cloud Dance all the way to see Long Qing evil dark yellow cover face, has been unable to cover that more and more white, her heart also followed more tightly. Long Qingxie, stop first, you ride with me. Cloud Dance found that Long Qingxie's body shape was almost unpredictable, and finally couldn't help it. He drove his horse close to him and didn't want him to support him. However, she said it too late. Before the voice of the Cloud Dance fell, the dragon fell from the back of the running horse. Long Qingxie. Seeing that the horse's hooves are about to step on the dragon's head, Yunwu is really scared out of his throat. Cloud Dance face a change of moment, a raised hand, a fierce fighting spirit, abnormal fears directly beat that beast horse fly out. If you feel bad, just tell me what to do with me. The Cloud danced to get off the horse in a hurry, the angry voice scolded the dragon to pour evil a. Long Qingxie took a few deep breaths, and his dizziness receded a lot. Then he pulled his lips to Yunwu as if he was powerless. Little thing, it's worth it to see that you are so nervous about your husband. Cloud Dance stares at him one eye, Long Qingxie is like this now, really can't fight, can't scold, let a person suffocate. I should let you be trampled on your head and see what's in your head. Cloud Dance denounced a, supported the dragon to pour evil to ascend own beast horse. You. Cloud Dance hesitated for a moment, and finally told, you hold me, don't fall again. Long Qingxie sits behind Yunwu and holds her flexible waist with his hands. He is very satisfied with this arrangement. Due to dragon's bad health, Yunwu didn't dare to put the speed of beast and horse too fast for the next part of the way. Fortunately, the camp was not far away from Nangongji's residence. They arrived soon. When you come to Nangongji's residence again, some people in Yunwu are not quite out of this place. Last time I came here, although it was simple, the place was neat and clean. But now, not only the temporary walls erected with trees have all collapsed, but also the wooden houses inside have become ruins. There is a huge pit in the middle of the yard. It seems that the explosion just happened there. Little 5, Dragon 4. Lingen, who is confronting others, sees the two people at the door at a glance, and the light of hope bursts out in his eyes. Cloud Dance looks at his that look forward to a vision to eyebrow wrinkly, South Palace E again caused what trouble? Cloud Dance's vision swept a circle in the yard and found that Nangong E had been moved out of the house. He was lying on the couch in a coma, but his face was much better than when he was poisoned. It seemed that he had taken the antidote. On the other side of the yard, Lingen and his friends are confronted by some strange people in red who are wearing the mask of carving Warcraft totem. The big man in red also noticed Yunwu. He carefully looked at Yunwu and Long Qingxie. Make sure that one of the two is a thin and weak young man, and the other is sick after seeing it, and let go. He warned Cloud Dance and Dragon, don't mind your own business, boy. Yunwoo is familiar with the big man's eyes. These idiots who judge people by their appearance really don't know if they were the same family 800 years ago, and their blindness will be inherited. Originally, because of the injured man around, Yunwoo didn't intend to meddle in his business. However, at this time, the dragon has turned over from the beast, and Yunwoo can only help him quickly. Little thing, I'm not so weak for my husband. Don't worry. I don't know whether in front of these people, Long Qingxia whispered in Cloud Dance's ear that his weak aura just now seemed to have some changes. Without the help of Yunwoo, he walked towards the shabby place with a lazy posture. Seeing this, Yunwoo didn't know what to say about him. At last, she could only follow him quickly. You boys, do you really want to meddle? As soon as the big man saw them coming, his eyes began to turn. What if I have to? Cloud Dance and Dragon pour evil into the courtyard, the purpose is clear and direct to Ling En's side. The big man looked hard and said, if you want to die, I'll give you a ride. Ling En and Shengguan looked at each other, but they didn't speak. Although Dragon Qingxia is still very weak, they have seen the strength of Cloud Dance. Beat the 4th level Warcraft alone. With such strength, the big man dared to shout at the Cloud Dance. He doesn't know who is going to die. Cloud Dance sneers, the eye ground sinks, extremely cold way, send me a cheng to pour don't need, I send you a cheng. Your mouth is very hard, you boy. When I pull out your teeth one by one, I'll see if you can still have sharp teeth like this. The big man drew out his weapon and pointed to Yunwoo, obviously to give her some color. Yunwoo noticed that the big man's weapon was also treacherous, with the head of Warcraft engraved on the handle and strange patterns on the blade. Yunwoo frowned slightly, turned his head, and his eyes fell on Ling En. Where do these guys come from? What does it have to do with Nanganji? We don't know. As soon as they came, they directly used explosives. It's a deadly routine. We have never seen them before. Ling En is always complaining. They are innocent of this kind of disaster, okay? Forget it. Anyway, just clean it up. Cloud Dance indifferent said a word, also did not tangle in this problem. If these people can come to the door, it shows that there must be some reasons. However, all the people present did not seem to notice that when Long Qingxia saw the strange pattern on the blade, a golden light flashed away from his eyes. A certain kind of haze of air, from his eyes around, was suppressed like sync. And the Cloud Dance around him didn't seem to see his change. The big man didn't pay attention to himself when he listened to the Cloud Dance, so he was furious. Boy, I want to pull out your tongue, too. At the end of the speech, the big man and the big knife had risen, and the fierce Chaoyun dance came. Yunwoo looks calm. If you want to pull out her tongue, you have to see if he has this ability. At this time, no one pays attention to etiquette. The thin sword flashed in Yunwoo's hand, and swept to the big man who kept shouting like a startled goose. The big man saw that Yunwoo's hand was wrapped with a layer of magma-like color of the fine sword. He also looked awe-inspiring, fire element. This kid, he doesn't use fighting spirit, but he uses elements. What's the matter? However, the big man seemed to have seen a big scene, and he began to be slightly surprised, and his attack speed increased instead of decreasing. The swords hit each other, the blades hummed, and a spark burst out of the crossfire. Boy, you really have some skills. It seems easy for the big man to say. But only he knew that the pain from the tiger's mouth fully showed that the dry boy in front of him would not fall behind. The Cloud dances, the corners of his mouth are cold and slightly raised, the long sword in his hand passes quickly, and the flame brings a burnt black trace in the air. I have more than these skills. I'm afraid you will report to Yama before you finish reading it. As soon as the big man's face changed, he almost stepped back subconsciously to avoid the fatal sword. Damn, in full view of the public, a boy should make him so embarrassed, which makes him face. The big man is angry, but he bites hard. He's ready to fight again. Now! Behind him a man stretched out a pale hand and put it on his shoulder. Step back, I'll come. That person's voice line is very thin. It sounds like someone pinches his voice to learn to sing opera. It makes people feel goosebumps all over. Yes. The big man seemed to be afraid of the man. Although he was not willing, he still stepped back. When the man with a sharp voice came out, Yunwoo frowned slightly, because she felt an obvious sense of crisis at the bottom of her heart. Few of the people she has met have made her feel this way. It can be seen that this man is definitely not simple. Little brother, we have nothing to do with you. If you leave now, I won't trouble you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to leave. The cloud dance listens to this person to speak all over uncomfortable, really has one kind of goosebumps to be lifted abruptly the feeling. It's enough for a man to talk like this. The man chuckled, his voice was coquettish and unspeakable. In the next jade snake, after the little brother died, he went to the palace of the king of hell. Remember to tell the king of hell who killed you. Cloud danced to Jade Snake's view feel some funny, but also quite arrogant cold way, my name don't say, dead people remember my name is useless. After hearing this, the big man behind the Jade Snake laughed as if he had heard a big joke. This kind of arrogant words can be said quickly. It's really a kid who doesn't know how to live or die. And that Jade Snake also seemed to sneer a few, very arrogant. One side has not opened the mouth of Dragon Ching Evil, looking at the Jade Snake, the fundus is very deep, but still not at ease to Cloud Dance. Little thing, be careful. This person is not simple. I'm afraid his strength is higher than yours. The breath of Dragon's Evil at this time is almost equivalent to non-existence. However, this does not hinder his aura at all. People around him still cannot ignore this man who is like a cheetah waiting for an opportunity to pounce. I don't know if I feel that there is something wrong with the man's breath around me. Yunwoo's eyebrows are tightened. This man, this all when, still want to care about her, don't know oneself body can endure now. Inexplicable, in the heart came a gas. Isn't it just a snake? Are there few snakes killed these days? You go and have a rest, Cloud Dance said at the same time, handed Long Qingxia, sick don't talk, eyes, then let him back. Dragon Ching Evil silent smile for a while, the bottom of my heart but some joy rise, this little thing, finally know to worry about him. However, in order not to let Cloud Dance distract, Long Qingxia returns to the crowd. He intentionally or unintentionally chose a position between Ling'an and Shengguan, and looked at the nervous Shengguan. There seems to be something in that look. But people can't guess what it means. Boy, did you kill the snake? Hearing what Yunwoo said just now, the voice of the Jade Snake cooled down. The voice of the sharp voice was a little lower, and it was no longer so ugly. Yunwoo glanced at him and said, why, are they your relatives? Good, good. The Jade Snake even said 2 good words. A pair of pale hands shaking out of the sleeve, 10 fingers strangely soft bending, looks like 10 snakes. Although Cloud Dance looks cold and arrogant, in fact, it doesn't despise the enemy. In particular, Long Qingxia especially reminded her that she was naturally more alert. Today, I'll make you understand that snakes can't be killed easily. The Jade Snake's fingers were soft and moving, and its cold eyes were staring at the clouds. Cloud Dance looked at his eyes, always feel a little strange. It's like the Cloud Dances, the eye ground is one lin, almost at that moment, the fighting spirit in the body flows quickly in the meridians, the whole person has entered the highest fighting state. The solidifying power of fire element turns into magma surging on the thin sword. It seems to feel the master's fighting spirit and become excited. There is a moment of stagnation in the air. All of a sudden, Yunwoo and Yusha almost shot at the same time. No one could tell who was the first and who was the second. Jade Snake didn't use weapons, but when Yunwoo's fine sword stabbed him in the throat, his soft hands were strangely wrapped around Yunwoo's fine sword. Since Yunwoo changed this weapon, it was the first time that she was blocked by someone empty-handed. She was also surprised. Just the fire elements on her thin sword can burn ordinary people's bones into ashes. But now it seems that this strange guy is really not simple. Cloud Dance a hit not, petite body almost turned a circle in mid-air. With the rotation of the blade, the thin sword was pulled back from the jade snake's hand. Boy, you can use it all at once. The jade snake nyangs fiddle with their fingers and listen in a soft voice. They wish they could find something to block their ears. It depends on my ability, it depends on whether you are qualified or not. Yunwoo is not frustrated by what happened just now. Is her ability and her trump card something that this person in front of her can know? The jade snake squinted at Cloud Dance's stiff mouth. At that moment, Yunwoo vaguely saw that the eyes of Jade Snake were moving together, and the pupil became a line. It looks like a real snake. I see how long you can be arrogant. Jade Snake sneered, no longer waiting for Yunwoo's attack, soft as a snake, winding to Yunwoo. A gust of wind came from behind the Jade Snake, and the cloud danced sensitively, smelling that there was a little fishy smell in the wind. It smells like diluted venom of a man-eating snake. Think of the Jade Snake's strange hands, and then look at the Jade Snake's voice. All kinds of ideas flashed in Yunwoo's mind, and an incredible idea leaped out. In this light and flint, the Jade Snake is like a snake crawling in the air, in front of Yunwoo. Boy, let's die. The Jade Snake's fingers are like soft white snakes, stretching out toward the cloud-dancing neck. Yunwoo's face changed slightly. Looking at the pink fingernails of Jade Snake, it's like seeing 10 snakes spitting out red letters. With a backhand sword, she rode to the root of the Jade Snake's 10 fingers. Before, she could cut off the cannibal snake and cut off the shell of the purple scorpion. But this time, she became a decoration on the Jade Snake again. Oh, you dare to show off in front of me, Jade Snake sneers, the pupil in the eye turns into a vertical line again. His 10 fingers softened and stretched, like a hunting snake, wrapped with a cloud-dancing sword, and easily defused her attack. Yunwoo didn't expect that Jade Snake had such ability. His mind flashed quickly, and he turned over his body again to drive the fine sword. But this time, she was hit by the Jade Snake and fell to the ground. Little 5. Long Qingxie suddenly took a step forward, but he was too excited to move. Shangguan and Ling'an are staring at Yunwoo with ugly faces. No one dares to be distracted. Everyone looked at the Cloud Dance lying on the ground, and they were disappointed. Can't Cloud Dance save him this time? Unknowingly, this thin boy who was looked down upon by them at the beginning. It turned out to be the one who was pinned on their hopes when they were in trouble. Lying on the ground, Yunwoo didn't know what others thought. She spat a mouthful of blood and stood up to look at the Jade Snake. You're really like a snake. Cloud Dance can almost see now, confirmed that guess in her heart. I'm afraid most of these people have more or less relationship with Warcraft. Before that big man looked like a human, but this Jade Snake, from the name to the appearance, and then to the way of hand. It's like a human snake. When Yunwoo said this, Jade Snake's body suddenly vibrated, as if it had been pinched to 7 inches. I think you've been fooled by me. He turned into a pupil of a vertical line and turned around. Somehow, he turned round again. No. Well, I'll peel your skin and see if it's a human or a monster. Cloud Dance obliterates the bloodstain beside the lip, she feels what kind of look back. That relies on Ling'an to support to stand not far. Long Qingxie, at that moment, 2 people's line of sight to go up, but who didn't open mouth. Yunwoo just closed her eyes slightly towards the dragon, and the dragon understood her meaning. For this non-human non-snake monster, Yunwoo must have a good idea. Well, you cunning boy, I'll peel your skin first to make leather clothes. Under the fury of Jade Snake, her voice became more and more sharp. It sounded like scraping on the iron plate with nails, which made the people who heard it miserable. Yunwoo and Yusha had 2 short fights, and they already knew his means. Her wrist trembled and her whole body moved. Even the air was baked dry by the strong fire element. Even if you look at it nearby, you will feel that the air around the Cloud Dance becomes a little distorted, just like watching her through the fire. Jade Snake has always thought that he has the upper hand, this time it is hard to avoid big. But when he rolled his fingers like a white snake around Yunwu's neck, Jade Snake's face suddenly changed. This. Before he finished his words, the thin neck with 10 fingers curled up, just like the reflection on the water, faded down. When others saw this scene, they were all shocked. Shadow? Is that the shadow? How is that possible? The speed of Cloud Dance is so fast, that deceived the remnant of Jade Snake, no one found out. This little thing is really getting more and more powerful. Long Qingxie looks at the cloud dancing behind the Jade Snake. His white lips are quietly raised, with a sense of indescribable pride. At the beginning, when she met this little thing, she was still a very weak existence. Only her identical temperament attracted him. Unexpectedly, accompany her all the way, so soon saw the cloud dance alone. Jade Snake noticed that the murderous air was surging behind her, the sweat on her neck was down, and her whole back was as cold as a piece of ice. He was also a veteran who had been through many battles. He didn't panic and immediately jumped forward. Jade Snake is soft as a snake. Its body is twisted. Instead of lying on the ground, it stops in mid-air like a snake standing up. Yunwu had expected that Jade Snake was not so easy to clean up. The thin sword in her hand suddenly strengthened her strength at the moment when she found that the Jade Snake was moving. She attacked the Jade Snake with the ruthlessness of not stabbing the Jade Snake. It's not so easy for me to die. Jade Snake waist twist into a twist, knee is still facing the ground, the upper body has been looking up to the sky to the clouds. His pupil turned into a vertical line again, and the little skin in the mask could see that a layer of snow-white snake scale was growing rapidly. Yunwu's face changed slightly, and a strong sense of crisis rushed to the sky. She suddenly put the thin sword in front of her body, and could resist the Jade Snake's hands, which had completely turned into 10 little snakes. Among the Jade Snakes, they have completely turned into small snake heads. Those little snakes are snow-white, and their eyes are red. When their jaws are open, they can see the white fangs dripping venom like jade. Black fog quickly shrouded the whole body of Yunwu, which has become a tacit understanding between Yunwu and Hayo. Master-servant contract can let Hayo detect whether Yunwu is in danger at any time, and these black fog are Hayo's reaction at the first time. To protect the master's life from being threatened is the highest principle of Hayo in the master-servant contract. Rao is Cloud Dance see Jade Snake now that pair of hand, can't help scalp numbness. Where are the hands? It's the nest of the individual snake. Boy, die for me. Jade Snake that pair of reptile-like snake pupil, with an excited look. The lower part of the body is also like the giant snake turning over, completely violating the human body condition, and the heel is touching the ground. Yunwu can't hear what the Jade Snake is shouting now. Her eyes are full of the 10 venomous little white snakes. At the critical moment of life and death, the fighting spirit in the cloud dancing elixir field is like a volcano. Even the branch in her abdomen is red by the fighting spirit. The mysterious branch trembled in the belly of Yunwu. All the fighting spirit unconsciously revolved around the branch a few times before leaving Dantian and heading for Yunwu's meridians. And Yunwu found that the fighting spirit around the branch after leaving was so pure that it was terrible. Originally filled with the fighting spirit of Dantian, when entering the meridians, they all became the red thread. If Yunwu is transparent outside the body at this time, everyone can see that her meridians are very clear because of the red lines. Yunwu doesn't have time to be surprised at such a strange situation. Her spirit, leading the pure fighting spirit around in the hands of the fine sword. What's that? The first one who exclaimed at the change of Yunwu was Shengguan. He saw that Yunwu's hand burst out a group of purple fighting spirit like Mars. And then, everyone present was stunned. The fighting spirit of purplish red? I saw that in the blink of an eye, those fighting spirit expanded, just like the silk thread on the spool, blatantly wrapped the sword tightly. And the next moment, Yunwu had already been attacked by the scarlet sword towards the Jade Snake's hands. Jade Snake was caught off guard. He didn't have time to take back his hands. He couldn't help his thin sword. This time he broke his fingers. However, to Yunwoo's surprise, the 10 little snakes did not die as they left the palm of Jade Snake's hand. They are still in the forward position, and they are fighting fiercely towards the cloud. The speed is so fast that it hardly gives Yunwoo any chance to react. Cloud Dance's face flashed a trace of ugliness. For this situation, it was obviously unexpected. I want to escape, but it's too late. Dragon Qing Evil see this scene, heart a shrink, that pressed the hand on Ling En's shoulder, suddenly a clench. The moment will Ling En, pinch to show teeth. See, he that is quite pale handsome face, brush once put on matchless sharp, foot a move, at Long Qing Evil want to force hand of time. Schwa. A silver-like moonlight figure, suddenly appear, with the speed of lightning, in the twinkling of an eye came to Yunwoo body. Cloud Dance only felt the white shadow in front of her eyes. Then, a white sleeve brush brushed past her, and she walked around her body 2 times, carrying a full sleeve breeze. When Yunwoo fixed his eyes, I saw that the elegant figure in white, an assassin's air swept, a swing sleeve, just the 10 little snakes' body fell to the ground, stiff to death. Are you all right? A very gentle and comfortable voice came. Cloud Dance looked at the familiar white gauze hat, the familiar figure, if not a little surprised. It is absolutely false. This person is not others, it is the poisoning coma for a long time Nangong Yi. Just, didn't expect Nangong Yi can wake up at this critical moment. And look at his hand just now, with the breath on his body at this time, it seems that he is not only poisoned, but also improved a lot. What's going on? However, at this time Cloud Dance did not ask, should be I'm okay, thank you. Under the white dosha, Nangong Yi seems to be relieved. Then he says gently, if you're okay, I'll be at ease. Don't worry. What can he rest assured of? Hearing his words, a strange feeling surged into Yunwoo's heart. She's a teenager now. He should not know him. How can you listen to him as if he had something to do with her? Did he recognize her again? Cloud Dance can't help but frown. However, at this time, a sharp voice suddenly sounded. Nan-gong Yi. Jade Snake didn't expect to kill Nangong Yi, Qing Yao Jin, on the way. She immediately hated her teeth. It's not long since Nangong Yi just took the antidote. Has Shangguan's ability of refining medicine improved? You have the courage to show up in front of me. Nangong Yi's white clothes brushed by, and then he turned his hand. He lost his hand behind him with one hand. His whole body was up and down, and his clean and gentle manner didn't seem to have changed at all. It's harmless. However, in my heart, it seems to exude a profound attitude. For a moment, there is a strange sense of oppression. Nangongji, you give that boy to me, and we'll go back to the bridge and the road. The Jade Snake glared at the cloud. This Jade Snake seems to be a little afraid of Nangong Yi. As he says this, he takes back his hands that have lost 10 fingers, but the cross-section is as smooth as a mirror. The eyes under the white gauze of Nangong Yi seem to flash some kind of streamer, still calm and gentle way. I'm afraid it won't work. If you want someone else, I may be able to give it to you, but she can't. This sentence suddenly narrowed Long Qingxia's eyes, and a sharp light flashed. It seemed that he heard something from Nangongji's sentence. The Cloud Dance standing behind Nangong Yi frowned even more. Did Nangong Yi recognize her this time? But her dress was almost perfect. How could he recognize it? Doubt. Jade Snake eyes forbearance, staring at the South Palace Snake pupil gradually restored the human round pupil. He sank his breath, pinched his throat and said falsely, Young Master Nangong, you should know our identity. Do you want to be the enemy of our lord in this Warcraft forest? For Jade Snake's false kindness and true threat, Nangong Yi just smiles. However, this time, it was not just a gentle opening, but rather a cold way, for the enemy? It seems that you are the first to fight against me. At the beginning, I didn't understand why you wanted to poison me, but now that you are killing people and robbing drugs, I seem to understand something. Nangong Yi stands with a negative hand and looks down at the guilty jade snake. He continued, you should be the people who were expelled from the sect, right? Because I can't get the antidote, I think of poisoning others to find the antidote, or the person who makes the medicine. With that, Nangong Yi looks at Shengguan, who has never had any sense of existence. His eyes are meaningful, which makes Yunwu and Longqing feel that Shengguan should have other problems in this matter. I'm really worthy of being the son of the national teacher. As soon as I woke up, I saw things so thoroughly. The jade snake said sarcastically, but the next second, he frowned and asked thoughtfully, or do you think about it long ago? No matter when I think of it, jade snake, the person who poisons me and now wants to kill me again, do you think you should give me an account? Nangong Yi's face is covered in the white hat, no one can see his expression. However, his voice, which was always warm and clear, could clearly express his meaning. When Yunwu heard that, my man, he suddenly felt his head was big. Damn it! Did he recognize her? Subconsciously, the clouds and ghosts turned to look at the dragon. Sure enough, Long Qingxie is pulling up his lips and looking at Nangong Yi with dangerous eyes. Yunwu cleared her throat. But this small cough, but at this time, attracted the attention of the whole audience. Nangongji, since this man has a grudge with you, can I go with my brother? Yunwu looks at the ugly dragon Qingxie from time to time. Seeing his green and white face, he doesn't know whether it's because he is weaker or because he wants to fight more with Nangong Yi. However, no matter which one, she can't let Dragon Qingxie continue to stand here. Before long Qingxie was rejected by the drug, he was still in pain. Yunwu was not at ease. Nangong Yi wants to stop Yunwu. Just at this time, Yusha refuses to suffer. Boy, do I allow you to go. Today, even if Nangong wants to protect you, I won't let you leave so easily. Jade Snake has some status in the clan. Even if he is expelled from the clan now, he is so embarrassed by Yunwu, an unknown young man. How can he swallow this tone? Cloud Dance steps meal, cold-faced to see Jade Snake. What are you going to do? Jade Snake conceded, I have a debt to Nangong Gongzi, and I don't plan to make it difficult for you. As long as you leave 10 fingers, I'll spare your life. Yunwu's look at Jade Snake is like looking at a fool, and it's the kind of looking for death. Suddenly, a laugh came from the side, not giving Jade Snake any face. Who? Jade Snake suddenly turned to look at the source of laughter, and saw the sick man holding Nangong Yi's bodyguard, laughing and being arrogant. In fact, Jade Snake noticed him from the appearance of Dragon and Cloud Dance. Are you with this boy? Although the dragon Qing evil conceals very well, it still can't hide. It seems to be born with arrogance and domineering. Looking at the laughing dragon, the Jade Snake didn't dare to move. It's impossible for him to kill under Nangong Yi's hand today. If he can't kill such a dangerous person, he'd better not provoke. Long Qingxie laughed too much and coughed a few times. After a slow breath, he returned to the Jade Snake. If I were you, I would kill myself on the spot, so as not to suffer in the future. When the dragon was talking evil, he walked across the Jade Snake to Yunwu. It seemed that he didn't see the Jade Snake in his eyes. He was very proud. Originally, the Jade Snake wanted to be tolerant, but he didn't bear the tone. His pupils were trembling, round and slender, and his mood was extremely unstable. There is still some weight in Nangong's words. What are you, dare you give me such an order? It's just a young man dressed as a hunter. Even if he really has a card, can he be better than Nangongji? You like to call yourself something, but don't take me with you. I'm just giving you good advice. It's up to you to listen or not. Dragon Qing evil mouth slightly young, said with a smile. However, it seems to be a little tired after taking these steps. It's natural to hold Yunwu's shoulder and deliver most of the weight to Yunwu. The weight of the shoulder pressure down, Let Cloud Dance understand, Dragon Qing evil at this time is not as usual, but really tired, then did not refuse. No one found that their interaction, looking into Nan Gongyi's eyes, made the handsome face covered up under the white yarn more slightly heavy. Jade snake a pressure in the heart, double pupil eventually into the snake pupil of the gloomy. Mr. Nan Gong, I intend to show you some respect and return the suffering you have suffered. However, your people don't seem to appreciate it. Long Qingxie sneered coldly, and his voice suddenly sank down. It said that snake eyes are not easy to use. It seems to be true. Which eye do you see? I'm Nan Gongyi's man. Oh. Jade snake smell speech, suddenly strange smile, to South Palace Wei, South Palace child, since he is not your person, that you also won't stop me? Nan Gongyi's gentle voice said coldly, do you think it's possible? The jade snake's eyes were stiff for a moment, and the eyelids with some scales twitched. That pair of strange snake pupil turns around, it looks like a real poisonous tongue planning to attack human beings. At this time, the big man suddenly came to the jade snake and whispered a few words to him. When he spoke, he was still looking at the Shengguan. I don't know what the big man said, but it should be very important. Even the jade snake who wanted to revenge had thought about it for a long time. Well, I can let them both go, but you have to give me the Shengguan. 1 for 2, young Master Nan Gong, are you not at a loss? One side of the Shengguan smell speech, face suddenly changed, eyes have several can't check of fluster, he stares at Nan Gongyi, for fear that he really so promised down. After all, Nangongji's unusual closeness and attention to Xiaowu was felt by everyone present. However, Nan Gongyi listened to Jade Snake's wishful thinking, but he chuckled a few times. In the gentle laughter, there was an obvious contempt. Jade Snake, you poisoned me, hurt my men, almost killed my people, and now you still tell me you're good? After that, Nan Gongyi doesn't care what the Jade Snake does. Wensheng says to Yunwu, you can take Longxi and leave first. I'll deal with the rest. Nangongji, I remember your kindness. However, you need to remember that Xiaowu is not from you, but from my family. Long Qingxie's eyes fell on Nan Gongyi's face. The corners of his mouth were slightly sketched, like a smile, but not a smile. The hands around the clouds tightened a little. Yunwu is like a cheetah to the dragon. She is very speechless about guarding her territory all the time. However, compared with accepting Nangongji's unfounded kindness, it's also a good thing to let Longqingxi come forward and draw a clear line. Moreover, today's matter, also calculate she returned South Temple originally that save a life of grace. Nan Gongyi frowned for a moment, but the next moment, he resumed his gentle way, whose is Xiaowu? It's her decision. You don't look very well. You'd better have a rest first. Is it? Long Qingxie's eyes began to narrow slightly. The faint smell of gunpowder seemed to be gradually clear and audible. Well, let's go. It seems that you can handle things here yourself. At this juncture, Yunwu really doesn't want to see the conflict between Longqingxi and Nangongji, and also doesn't want to see any complications. Maybe it's because of Nan Gongyi's attitude. Although Jade Snake doesn't look good, it doesn't stop Yunwu and Longqing. Only unwilling to watch them leave. Everyone's attention is focused on Nan Gongyi and Jade Snake. No one finds that before Long Qingxie leaves, he exchanges a look with Shengguan that only knows each other. When Yunwu helps Long Qingxie to go out, he hears that Yusha is still trying to argue with Nangongji. Mr. Nan Gong, although you are poisoned, we also know that someone will detoxify you. Why take this matter to embarrass me? What did Nan Gongyi say later? Yunwu didn't hear it. However, when she and the dragon were ready to leave, there was a howl in the courtyard where Nangongji lived. What Yunwu doesn't know, however. Just before, when she and Jade Snake started the fierce variation of fire element, she was on a small mountain road thousands of miles away. A dirty, muddle-headed little man, who was chasing a little pig, suddenly felt something. Suddenly stopped, that pair of round big eyes looked in a certain direction. All of a sudden. Mama, Ao Wu. He raised his head and whined excitedly. Little Stink was so excited that he learned from other animals recently, and it was, ouch. A few words to express its excitement. Then, no matter what happens, I will go straight to the South Warcraft forest and continue its long-distance search for relatives. If the Feng Huangna knew that her son was not in the hands of the mysterious old man in the early morning, but because she was searching for the clouds along the way, she learned a lot of strange calls from Lower Warcraft. I wonder if she would be so angry that she would vomit blood. Of course. At this time, Feng Huang naturally did not know, because at this time, she had just heard from some people in the market. Today's queen, eyes will turn purple. No matter whether it has something to do with the black-faced girl or not, as long as she has purple eyes, she won't miss one. Inside the palace. In the back hall, the Queen Xiuyo's face was gloomy and sinister. Did you find anyone? A gloomy voice asked the man in black below. Back to the master, my subordinates have sent people along the way. They have sent people to inspect all the checkpoints and look for them all the way. However, there is no trace of those two people. Could it be that the queen's bodyguard sent them to? After that, the man in black didn't finish. Xiuyo squinted slightly, his voice was cold, and he was obviously angry. If the palace sent out those wastes, if they could really make people, they would still not see a person back now. The man in black immediately bowed his head, rather afraid. My subordinates immediately send more people, live to see people, die to see corpses, please rest assured. Snow Willow cold however, poor also calculate quite noble of say, next time if again like this without success, then don't have to live in this world. It's the master. Okay, next. However, Xiuyo's words are not finished. Suddenly, eyes suddenly brush a cold, originally lying on the soft couch figure, suddenly up a flash. That's fast. It's fast. Let's still half kneel on the spot of black dress person, all too late reaction come over. When the reaction comes, where is the trace of the Queen Xiuyo in the whole palace? What's going on? People in black are still confused. On the other side. After leaving the war-torn land, Yunwu and Long Qingxi rode on the same beast and horse. At this time, Long Qingxia embraces her waist and sticks to her cheek like a coquettish dog. Little thing, what do you think that Nanganji is? Who is it? Is not the son of the national teacher, who can be? However, just saw that jade snake, seemed to know that South Palace moreover, still some familiar. Before, Xiaoqing, the little boy, said by accident that his son seldom went out. How does this person who seldom goes out know jade snake? It seems intriguing what happened. But, I don't care who Nangong Yi is. It's you. Stop nagging and save your strength. After Yunwu said that, he drove his horse toward the camp. Long Qingxia, listening to the cloud dance, divides Nangongji into outsiders. He is very comfortable. Cloud Dance Heart is puzzled to the dragon. Poor evil asked, before in the camp, let you rest is not willing to, life and death have to strong support over, but see you did not do anything, in the end why? It's strange that Long Qingxia has no objection to their leaving like this. Who said I didn't do anything? Little thing, your eyesight is not enough. You have to practice more. Yunwu wanted to ask again, but felt that it was meaningless, so she had to give up. Until he could see the camp, Yunwu asked the dragon without warning, you said that Nangongji was so abnormal just now, would he recognize us? Otherwise, she really can't explain Nangong Yi's strange intimacy and maintenance way. To recognize something, I think he just wants to attract a new bodyguard with good strength. Long Qingxia, who had guessed this for a long time, opened his eyes and told lies. He knew more than Yunwu. Nangong Yi just woke up, why didn't he kill those people directly, but wasted that long time, and finally urged Yunwu to take him away? In the final analysis, it's just because they see through their identities and want to leave an image of a graceful gentleman in front of Yunwu, which is opposite to his dragon's evil. That man, he's very clever. Cloud Dance sighed low head, examined the dragon Qing evil, that pair of sharp and unpredictable black eyes. Long Qing's heresy and lies are justified, and he doesn't feel guilty when he looks at Yunwu. He crooked lips, evil smile way, small thing, don't see for a while for husband to give up. Cloud Dance took a deep breath and warned himself that for the sake of Long Qingxia's weakness, he was too lazy to care with him. It's just. When they got close to the camp, they found something was wrong. The camp was empty and eerily quiet. Uncle Hu. Cloud Dance sat on the horse and yelled, empty camp, only the sound of bonfire burning, but no one responded to her cry. The Cloud danced and smelt the smell of the air, and his face sank. Someone's been drugged. Go down first. Dragon Qing Evil Eye Sun early swept a circle around, language falls, patted Cloud Dance's waist side, oneself took the lead to get off animal horse. Today, it's almost evening, and the light in the camp is getting dim. They walked side by side in the camp where no one could be found, back to back and silent. It seemed that they had reached a tacit understanding. It's natural to give each other back. Dragon tilts evil side ear to listen to, suddenly say to Cloud Dance, go to tent to have a look. Yunwu didn't feel murderous. She wanted to ask what he found, but when she walked into the tent, she knew what was going on. The snoring in the tent relieved Yunwu and Longqingxi, but also made them laugh and cry. When they lifted the curtain of the tent, they saw that all the people in the camp were stacked up and forced into the tent. Long Qingxia looked at the 1,000-layer cake-like pile of people and sighed, it's really not easy. They can't wake up like this. Cloud Dance carefully looked at the situation of a few people leaning on the periphery, shrugged his shoulders. The amount of overpowering drugs is very large. It should be that after we left, someone came to take them. They should have made that jade snake. Long Qingxia held his chin and speculated, their group, the strongest is the jade snake. If the people on this side of the camp go to the rescue, it will be very difficult for them. Yunwu took out some powder of the antidote, poured some in the palm, brushed his hand, and spread the powder directly. Let's go out. They'll wake up in a minute. They left the tent and sat down in the camp, thinking about what happened today. Do you know anything about that clan? It turns out that Long Qingxia is the one who monopolizes the commerce of the three kingdoms. He certainly has a lot of news. Yunwu asked casually, while fiddling with the campfire with a long branch. Probably because she is good at using the fire element, for those lively Mars, Cloud Dance has a kind of inexplicable love. Long Qingxia hasn't had the feeling of physical overdraft for a long time. Today, he finally experienced it. The whole person exudes sleepiness from his bones. He did not say a word, then directly pillow Cloud thigh to lie down, and then said, I just heard some. There are numerous sects in this continent, all kinds of them. And in the Warcraft forest, there is also a mysterious sect that only exists in the rumor. The mysterious sect in the rumor. Smell speech, Cloud Dance pick eyebrow, done next hand dial fire action. Tell me, what's special about it? Cloud Dance asks at the same time, the hand falls on Long Qing Evil's slender and powerful neck, want to try to see if he has the sign of fever. After I left my hand, I found that it was cool there, so I put it there all the time. Do you remember what I told you about the origin of Shengguan? Long Qingxia is like a big cat touched by the hair. He squints his eyes and is very helpful to the action of Cloud Dance. The origin of Shengguan, plus the jade snake, which is not human, not snake, like a monster, a guess flashed in Yunwu's mind. Do you mean that clan man also wants to combine with Warcraft? It can be said that, but there are also some rumors that the clan was founded by the younger generation who escaped from the Shengguan's family. Isn't there a curse? And they built this kind of clan. It's hard for Yunwu to believe such a statement. As far as she is concerned, shouldn't she hate the people who do this kind of thing all her life, and wish she could kill all these lunatics? Little thing, your mind is still a little too simple. Do you think everyone is like you and me? People have too many expectations and weaknesses. Those who are not strong enough and cannot become strong will want to find other ways to solve their own difficulties. Long Qingxie turns over and lies on his back. Yunwu's hand just touches his throat. The fragile throat bone is exposed in her hand. As long as Yunwu makes an effort, maybe he can break his neck instantly. However, it seems that he doesn't care about it. What do you mean? Cloud Dance frowned. They want to use other people to do the experiment of combining human and warcraft, to find a way to save themselves. Yunwu's palm just feels the strong and powerful pulse of Long Qingxie. When he talks, he can share the vibration of his vocal cords. That feeling is very strange, as if with the fit of the skin, two people can also shorten the distance between each other a lot. To be honest, I don't know for my husband. I'm afraid all the news that the world knows now is just hearsay. I believe few people know the real situation except the people of that sect. However, what you say is similar to what I guess in my heart. Yunwu is lost in meditation. How many monsters like Jade Snake are there in the Warcraft forest? Little thing, what are you thinking? Are those who choose to become monsters really stronger? Yunwu asked suspiciously. She thought of Jade Snake, who could not be said to be human completely from voice to body or even temperament. If you can get a quick promotion for a while, you will be trapped in the same place in the future, and you will never be able to improve your strength again. Said, Long Qingxie holding Cloud Dance on his throat hand, staring at her inexplicably asked, Little thing, you are so curious about this problem, you do not want to try it? Long Qingxie can see and feel Yunwu's desire for strength all the time. If this little thing really has this kind of thought, he must let her break it as soon as possible. Bullshit, I'm not interested in being a monster. Cloud Dance White Dragon Qing Evil One Eye, draw own hand back. If you want to be strong, just give it to your husband. Don't think about the cultivation methods that don't follow the right path. When Long Qingxie talks, his eyelids are slightly closed, and the light under his eyelashes is deep and difficult to understand. It seems that this topic has another meaning for him. But his emotions come and go quickly. Speaking of that, it's time for us to leave. Say, Long Qing Evil affectionately rubbed on Cloud Dance's leg for a while, with eat bean curd no different. Yunwu's face turned red and he almost slapped his head open. You'd better wait until your injury is healed. Yunwu thinks that Nanganji's poison has been solved, and all the human feelings she wants to return have been returned, and she doesn't want to continue to waste time here. However, Long Qingxie's physical condition is not suitable for going deep into the Warcraft forest at this time. Cloud Dance now owns strength, even 5-level Warcraft can't deal with, if meet higher level Warcraft than this, still want to let the dragon poor evil to work hard for her. No, we'll go back to the small town outside the forest to supply some things. This time will be enough for me to rest. You can even fall off your horse. Are you sure you're okay? Dragon inclined evil teeth a word jump way, no matter. Well, you said it would be okay if it was okay, but before that, you'd better ride with me, lest you break your brain again, and I have to pay medical expenses and take care of you. Is this a deliberate concern? Long Qing Evil smell speech, don't know should gas or should smile. I can't remember the handsome appearance of this little thing, but I can remember these shameful things clearly. However, the heart is inexplicable some sweet. At least, this little thing finally began to care about him in his mouth. After making a decision, Yunwu and Long Qingxie rode away on the beast horse that went to Nangang Yaina today. They didn't wait for others to wake up and say goodbye. It's their own business whether we can go or not. From the other direction out of the Warcraft forest, two people just entered a still lively town. It's all dark and full of stars. I blink my eyes and curiously look at the people on the ground who gather here for various reasons. Yunwu originally thought that the dragon was going to buy some necessities of life, especially food and clean water. However, he did not look at those things. Instead, he took her to a pharmacy. Before entering the door, Yunwu only had time to take a look at the sign of the pharmacy. Medicine Pavilion. The two simple characters complement each other with the name given by the owner. The young man in green standing on the outside of the counter raised his eyelids and looked at the person entering the door. He found that it was a sick man with a pale face and a skinny boy. After that, he didn't even bother to give a voice, so he leaned back to the counter to make up for his sleep. Long Qingxie didn't respond to the young man's attitude. He just went to him and asked, "Where is your manager?" Green dress small si wrinkly paws still take the face of sleepy idea to stand up, have no good way, the shopkeeper is busy, you have something to say with me. Long Qingxie's eyes were slightly cold, and he said to the young man in green, "What I want to say, you can't be the master. Let your shopkeeper come out." Where did the young man in green see such a powerful man as Long Qingxie? He was sweating behind his back just because of the Lingran sight of Long Qingxie. Just a moment. I'll invite the shopkeeper. Although the little guy in green's eyes are low, he can work outside the Warcraft forest, and he won't be so stupid that he doesn't understand anything. When he found that he seemed to have lost sight, his attitude immediately became submissive. Go ahead. Long Qingxie doesn't fall in price and entangle with this kind of boy. He doesn't talk to Yunwu until the boy in green takes their seats and pours tea for them. Little thing, you said before that you could make medicine, but you didn't cheat your husband, did you? Of course not, but I only got a few pills. If you want me to make medicine for you seriously, it may be difficult. Cloud Dance thinks that Dragon's evil will come out like this. It's a good speech in the morning. Long Qingxie gracefully took a sip from the teacup and said to Yunwu, "It's okay. Some common low-level Dan prescriptions can be bought here. You can even refine the medicine that you can't call your husband's life and death. It's just a common pill, of course." Cloud Dance smell speech, the bottom of my heart quietly pondered for a while. Long Qingxie said that if she still said that she couldn't make medicine, wouldn't she slap her face and tell Long Qingxie clearly that the source of the two pills was abnormal? Just as Yunwu was thinking about how to open her mouth, a discordant voice came across. Two men, unexpectedly is such disgusting relations, but also all over the world to publicize, is really not afraid to pollute other people's ears. Cloud Dance follow Prestige to go, see a beautiful woman reclining on the second floor of the railing, looked at them with disdain. Yunwu looked at the woman coldly and sneered back, "In my opinion, it's a quiet person who eavesdrop on others. It's more humble. How dare you scold me, you disgusting fellow. You are looking for death." The beautiful woman bit her lower lip, stamped her foot, and jumped from the second floor. It seemed that she was determined to get into trouble. What do other people's affairs have to do with you? You are so broad-minded. Isn't there no man at home to take care of? If changed to do peacetime, regarding such person, Cloud Dance directly ignores. However, this woman seems to be a bad comer. Yunwu can't help but sneer. This seems to get along with Long Qingxie for a long time, and her words also gradually have a slight taste of loss. See only, her that words fall, let that woman's face all black in an instant. You disgusting thing, I need to teach you a long lesson today. Su Rong continued to press the shopkeeper. Your daughter just now also scolded us for disgusting. Is that what the shopkeeper did when he opened the door to do business? Shuya saw the shopkeeper's hesitation and said in a high voice, "Dad, don't listen to his nonsense, it's clear that he teases me." Well, shut up. The shopkeeper couldn't figure out a clue and didn't get hold of others, so he had to scold his daughter. After all, he knows very well that this daughter is usually indulgent and dares to tease her man in the shop. 9 times out of 10, she will be ordered to clean up. How can we wait for him to show up and help her do justice? Even her father said this, so Shuya had to take out Yunwu's eyes and stomp back to the second floor. The shopkeeper looked at Shuya's back anxiously and sighed helplessly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of your relationship with the little girl. My little friend said, if you want to see me, I don't know why. Long Qingxie has no intention of entanglement. He takes out a silver note from the space ring and pats it on the table. He says to the shopkeeper, I want to buy some herbs with you, and I also need some pills. The shopkeeper's face brightened a lot when he saw the banknote, but he didn't pick it up directly. Can you provide me with the specific names of herbs in Danfang? I dare not boast that I have everything in this medicine pavilion, but I can still find many things. He has been doing business here for a long time. He knows that money is easy to earn here, but he knows that he can't earn some money. Long Qingxia looks at Yunwu with a smile. His voice is especially intimate and asks her questions. Little thing, although you haven't refined some low-level pills, you should know some commonly used herbs. Just make a list and buy it for you to play with. The sound of the shopkeeper and the young man in green being spoiled by the dragon's evil spirit makes them feel like they have goosebumps. They all look sad. They watch him and Cloud dance. The man's sleeve is broken. Is his head broken? Don't spoil the charming beauty, but fall in love with such an ordinary skinny young man. Cloud dance in front of the outsider face not red, breathless way, first by Dan Fong, herbs are in accordance with the Dan Fong on the buy. How can I have so much leisure? If I have nothing to do, I will refine some low-level pills. Just look at the posture, people who don't know are really easily frightened by her. Can you refine medicine? There are indeed prescriptions for sale in our medicine pavilion, but the rule of the medicine pavilion is to only sell the prescriptions to the pharmacists. What's more, what level of pharmacist, what level of Dan prescription to buy? Some of the shopkeeper didn't believe it and looked at Yunwu. Did the young man want this young man just because he took a fancy to the young man's ability of refining medicine? How can't understand broken sleeve shopkeeper, finally in the heart to find a reasonable reason. Yunwu didn't expect to have so much trouble buying a Danfang. She took a look at the dragon and understood one thing in the other's leisurely manner. Is this guy bringing her here on purpose to test whether she can make medicine? Thinking of this, Yunwu felt very uncomfortable. Previously, he said that he trusted her. In a twinkling of an eye, he tested her like this. What does Long Qingxia mean? Little thing, you still have refined pills. Let the shopkeeper have a look. Long Qingxia is afraid that it is not chaotic enough. He is still urging Yunwu. Cloud Dance stood up, hard way, my pill is not for you to eat it, you spit it out to the shopkeeper to see. Finish saying, also ignore dragon to poor evil, lift a step to want to walk outside. The shopkeeper was confused by them. Didn't these two guys come to tease him on purpose? Seeing that he made people anxious, Long Qingxia rushed to catch up, hugged Yunwu's waist, and attached it to her ear, explaining it in a good voice. Little thing, you misunderstood me as husband again, didn't you? We are going into the Warcraft forest. This time is quite different from the last time. Since you can refine medicine, of course, you can make it yourself. Cloud Dance suspiciously looks at the dragon to poor evil, does not let go every inch expression on his face. However, I don't know if it was Long Qing who told the truth, or his acting skills were so good that Yunwu couldn't find a suspicious place. Is it true that she is oversensitive? Little thing, you can't do it easily now. Your strength is not enough. If you don't make more preparations, what should you do when something happens? Yunwu is held in his arms by Dragon Qingxie. The embrace behind him is always hot. Now his temperature is frighteningly low. If you cheat me, I'll bury you in the Warcraft forest and fertilize those big trees. Even Yunwu herself can't understand why, she has to be soft-hearted to this guy who is always teasing her. Dragon Qingxie takes Yunwu back and sits down. In the angle that Yunwu can't see, there is dim light in his eyes. Cloud Dance's attitude is so excited, which has confirmed his conjecture. He had been doubting that Yunwu could not make those pills quietly. However, since Yunwu entered the Warcraft forest, he didn't separate from him, and he didn't feel anyone following him. From whom did she get her pills? I said, you too, can you refine medicine or not? Can you buy a prescription or not? Maybe give me a definite answer. The shopkeeper looked at their two men's greasy and crooked appearance, but he was also a little impatient. Dan Feng naturally wants it. Long Qingxie took out a piece of white paper with light gold wavy pattern from the space ring and stretched out his hand to the boy. The little boy in green immediately took the pen and ink for him. Long Qingxie wrote a whole piece of writing paper and put it on the table with another silver note. It doesn't matter if there are any other Danfang, but there must be the last Danfang. The shopkeeper took it over and had a look, and suddenly he had a bitter face. I have this Danfang, but I'm afraid it's not very good to sell it to you. Dragon Qing evil pick eyebrow to ask, have goods but don't sell, this is why. To tell you the truth, my daughter, Shuya, has the one you asked for. She once said that only those who make more than her can buy this prescription. There is something unexpected about Yunwu. Shuya, who is not so powerful, turns out to be a rare pharmacist. No wonder she is so arrogant. She really has some capital. In fact, this Danfang is my wife's dowry, so I can't decide to let her sell it. The shopkeeper talked a little. Long Qingxie looks at Yunwu and doesn't say anything, but he looks forward to it, so naturally he has a clear attitude. As long as you take out a pill with a higher level than Ling Yuan's refined pill, is that okay? Yunwu is also interested in the necessary Danfang of Dragon's evil power. He thinks that maybe Hayo can refine it, so he also wants the Danfang. The shopkeeper shook his head and said, that's no good. You have to compete with my daughter face to face. This is also to prevent someone from cheating secretly for this Danfang. Let me think about it. Cloud Dance frowns and talks with the Black Pride in the Chaos Hall. Hayo, can you make me pretend to be a pharmacist? No, you can't even mix herbs. How can you refine herbs? Do you have any way for me to win that Xia? I want Danfang in her hand. What's rare about those low-level Danfang? If you want Danfang, I'll write you 180. Cloud Dance pretends to be distressed and holds her forehead to hide her impulse to roll her eyes. Can't I be curious? In the end, there is no way, not to say I use the contract. Yes, you just need to suppress her with mental power. If she doesn't agree, you will suppress her with fire element. I don't think she's a good pharmacist. That should be enough. Yunwu realized that without violence, sometimes she can't communicate with Hayo. Yes, but refining medicine is too slow. The shopkeeper invited Ling Yuan down. I have a faster way to compare with her. With the Black Proud ticket, Cloud Dance also has the confidence. The shopkeeper looked at Yunwu a few more eyes, but he didn't believe that she could beat Shuya in refining medicine. There was a ping-ping sound from upstairs. Yunwu and Long Qingxie looked at each other and felt that it was Shuya who was losing her temper. After a long time, Shuya slowly followed the shopkeeper. Yunwu noticed that the father and daughter were really strange. It seems that the father is giving orders to her daughter, but when she goes downstairs, the shopkeeper often looks back and pays attention to Shuya. She looks cautious and confused. When things go wrong, there will be demons. Yunwu is always cautious and will not ignore these details. However, before other things appear, even if there is doubt in my heart, I will remain silent. Shuya said sarcastically to Yunwu, you said you would compete with me, but you didn't compete with me in alchemy. Are you afraid? The shopkeeper advised after Shuya, don't talk to the guests like this. Shuya was not happy, but she put up with it. Have begun to pay attention to the strange father and daughter of Cloud Dance, but noticed that the shopkeeper and Shuya after obedience, but some cramped. It's more like a person of low status is forced to reprimand his master. Yunwu is full of doubts. Instead of talking with Shuya, she looks directly into Shuya's eyes. In the two eyes on the second, Shuya's eyes hide, and her performance of indulgence is absolutely different from the cold, let Cloud Dance all over the hair up. Without any hesitation, Yunwu immediately rolled towards Shuya with strong spirit. What do you do? Shuya didn't expect that the Cloud Dance suddenly came out. When she couldn't cope with it, she was directly shocked by the spirit of Cloud Dance, which made her brain burst with pain. But obviously, she was not a layman who did not know how to use her mental power. she immediately mobilized all her mental power and tried to fight back. Unfortunately, as a contract master, Yunwoo's spiritual power is absolutely oppressive to most people who are weaker than her. Instead of fighting back, Shuya was crushed by a more powerful second wave. Her legs softened and she fell to the ground. The pain caused by direct mental pressure is far from a one-time trauma. With her head in her arms, she convulsed painfully on the ground, and her mouth kept exhaling, as if it was difficult to breathe. What are you trying to do? The shopkeeper saw that Shuya didn't even have the ability to fight back, so he fell down. He was as scared as gold paper. He was so fierce that he asked questions to Yunwoo. Little thing, you have sharp eyes. You can see who you should deal with first. Long Qingxie saw such a good play, put down the cup in his hand and applauded Yunwoo. Cloud Dance kicked him from under the table again. It seems that the man clearly knows that the shop has something fishy, but he didn't tell her. No wonder he went all the way to the medicine pavilion. People who knew nothing about pills could write so many names of pills. Not to mention, there are names that have to be named. Long Qingxie winked at the Cloud Dance and said, "Don't be angry, little thing. This is the first level of the cultivation test." Cloud Dance is too lazy to bother with him. He directly asks the shopkeeper, "What's the matter with this shop?" The shopkeeper's shivering looked at the still rolling Shuya, with sweat all over her face. He hesitated to speak, but he was afraid of something. Thick lips open and close, never make a sound, it looks like a fish was fished out of the water. I'm going to die of being out of water in the next second. Long Qingxie looks around and waves to the little guy in green who is so scared that he has to pee his pants. You come here, the shopkeeper won't say it, you say it for him. As soon as his legs softened, Putong fell on his knees, kowtowing and begging for mercy. Child, master, no, ancestor, I don't know anything. Yunwoo grabs the teacup and smashes it on the ground. The sound of broken porcelain is as frightening as the sound of broken human bones in the ears of the shopkeeper and the boy. The young man in green was so frightened that he screamed and kowtowed even more. I said everything, don't kill me. The shopkeeper can't bear it. I'm afraid that when Yunwoo looks at him later, he'll be like Shuya. He doesn't even have the strength to fight back. He can only roll all over the ground. That's right. If we go on the road earlier, we'll save time. Long Qingxie is satisfied with a smile and kicks the shopkeeper's shaking knee with his toes. The shopkeeper can't support himself and kneels on the ground. The voice that his knees buckle to the stone ground is especially loud. Yunwoo looks at the shopkeeper whose face is twisted and he doesn't dare to say anything. He has nothing to say about the evil taste of dragon. We are members of the Beast Gate. We have always opened a shop here as a cover. In fact, we are serving as a reception point, ready to meet the same gate at any time. What else? The dragon asked. In addition, we usually cheat some talented but not very strong people here to join the Beast Gate. The shopkeeper is very afraid of the dragon with a smiling face. The man gives him a sense of danger. The boy is still cold-faced, but the man may kill him with a smile at any time. After listening to Cloud Dance, his brows wrinkled tightly, and he was disgusted with the bottom of his heart. It's not enough to be an adult by oneself, and it's also necessary for others to suffer together. These people are psychopaths at all. Why did she take the initiative to pick on us? This is what Cloud Dance hasn't figured out until now. Such a bright beauty, why do you want to put on the appearance of Spring Surge to the dragon after the change of face? She has such a problem that she likes young hunters very much. We don't know why. The shopkeeper took a sneak look at Long Qingxie and told the truth bitterly. Such a strange hobby, Cloud Dance is speechless. Cloud Dance thought about it and asked the shopkeeper, "You are from the Beast Gate, but why do you and Shuya look like ordinary people?" The rank of the 10,000 Beast sect is strict. If you want to change your constitution, you need to make more contributions to the sect. How much contribution? Cloud Dance's complexion cold looking at shopkeeper and pain fainted in the past of Shuya, explained for him, is to do enough hurtful things. The shopkeeper didn't dare to reply, and didn't dare to answer. He just lowered his head. In order to avoid killing the shopkeeper in the next second, Yunwoo turns to ask about the plan of Long Qingxie coming here. It's going to be a test, it's going to be a test, it's going to be a question. Now you're going to tell me what's going on today. Long Qingxie looked at the shopkeeper kneeling on the ground, distracted and said, I exchanged a condition with others. He helped me with one thing, and I helped him with one. It's a flash. That's why you had to go to Nanganji before, right? Dragon Qing evil surprised to see Cloud Dance one eye, intentionally praise away, become clever. Now, can you tell me what terms you exchanged with that man? I can warn you that if you don't tell me in advance, I won't go into Warcraft Forest with you. Cloud Dance is the first to put down the words, with the dragon's current physical condition, want to go to Warcraft Forest alone, there will be a lot of inconvenience. Of course, if he didn't say it, she couldn't help him. You little thing, you are the best one to be a husband. The dragon was angry at his heresy, but the smile on his face was always bright. Cloud Dance can talk with him in this way. It seems that they are very close to each other, and he likes it very much. Long Qingxie pretended to be helpless and said, well, I actually went to make an exchange with Shengguan. He used his eyes to help me find someone, while I went to that sect and destroyed the taboos hidden in it. So, the rumors you said before have actually been confirmed by the Shengguan? Yunwoo found that it was only a short half-night, and the dragon had cheated her so much. Well, don't be angry with me. You didn't even know that I had a secret exchange with Shengguan before. Could you try your eyesight again? Is it just a reason? This man has always said that he wants her trust, but when can he not keep her? Cloud Dance calm face staring at Dragon Qing evil, this person is clearly playing her addictive, now want to follow him to improve strength, is to give him a perfect excuse. Ah, little thing, my head is so dizzy. Let me have a rest. Seeing that it was not easy to use, Long Qingxie came to Yunwoo spontaneously. After taking 2 deep breaths, he looked weak and overworked. Yunwoo took a breath, and his impulse to go out of the door was irresistible. But feel close to their own skin sweat, through the cool air, Cloud Dance and can't go down. There is no place to spread gas, Cloud Dance turned to look at the wary shopkeeper. You have prescriptions and medicines in this shop, don't you? The shopkeeper nodded desperately and said, yes, usually I'm still doing business. I'll get you what you want. Do you think all the Dan prescriptions and herbs are worth your life? Yes, of course. Thank you for not killing me. The shopkeeper was so happy that he burst into tears and kowtowed. He almost didn't say that he was really burning incense. Cloud Dance points to Snow Elegant, low cold way, tie up that woman, then take me to storehouse. The shopkeeper was ordered. At the beginning, he was a little afraid when he started to fight against Shuya. But found that Snow Ye really pain fainted in the past, there is no resistance ability, his courage also big up. Cloud Dance also saw that the shopkeeper's hands and feet were not very regular, and wiped some oil on Shuya. Eyebrows slightly wrinkled, but that's all. Compared with the treasure house in the palace before Yunwoo, the storehouse of Yaoge is really not enough to see. However, the amount of herbs and basic Dan Fang is still enough. When Yunwoo finished searching the warehouse of the medicine pavilion, the shopkeeper was sober in order to save his life. Yunwoo suddenly popped a pill into his mouth. What's that? The shopkeeper's face changed greatly. The first reaction is to stretch out your hand to pick your throat and try to spit out the pills. But after vomiting for a long time, there was nothing. Cloud Dance reminds away, don't waste effort, this takes life Dan entrance namely melt, you want to vomit out, unless cut off your stomach. As soon as the shopkeeper heard this, his legs softened. He was so scared that his 3 souls went up to heaven and his 7 spirits came out of his body. He was empty. My ancestors, didn't you just say to beat me? just let me go as a fart. Try to maintain normal contact with the beast gate, and don't let them suspect you. If you do well, I'll give you the antidote when we get out of Warcraft Forest. Cloud Dance looked at the middle-aged man's ugly appearance of kneeling to beg for mercy. His eyes were cold as a blade, with a strong sense of killing. Yes, the villain must do it well. Just, that Shuya is higher than me in the clan. I'm afraid that she will have an accident when she wakes up. Shopkeeper's true feelings will account for the current situation again. Hope Cloud Dance can give him a solution. However, if Cloud Dance will consider for him, it is not Cloud Dance. I can't do this little thing well. Do you want an antidote? The shopkeeper was so anxious that his eyes were red. He thought about it and finally had an idea. Ancestors, otherwise, your life-taking pill, also feed one to Shuya. At that time, I dare not make fun of her own life. No, just that one. Do you think the lethal pill is easy to refine? You can't do it. Just tie Shuya up. She can't have refined the medicine of Sangong. Just feed her a few, and it will be solved. Yes, that's what the villain did. Seeing off Yunwu and Longqingxi, the manager of Yaoga has a heart full of ups and downs. He was afraid of the lethal pill, and he was afraid of being discovered by the people of the Beast sect. There was a dead end on both sides. After weighing it for a long time, he finally stomped back to the medicine pavilion. Everyone who betrays the Beast Gate will surely die. If we let the Beast Gate know what he just did, I'm afraid at least, at present, this lethal pill still has medicine to solve. One is dead, the other seems to be alive. He'll do it. However, before that, I'd better find a doctor to see if the lethal pill he swallowed is real. Deep in the northern Warcraft Forest. A gray figure quickly returns from the outside of the cave and goes straight to the old man in the cave. Master, that smelly boy suddenly went towards the direction of Warcraft Forest in the south. It seems that he sensed his master. Do you want to chase him? No Trace asked respectfully to the old man in the process of closing his eyes. In fact, he wanted to follow them. In that case, he should be able to find the culprit who stole their 7 immortals. However, he could have no fear in other places, except the Warcraft Forest in the south. Finally, after thinking about it, Wu Qin came back to ask his master's advice. Southern Warcraft Forest? The old man closed his eyes and opened them slowly. It seemed that there was a distant undercurrent in his dark eyes of deep wisdom. The forest in the south is the old man's territory. As my apprentice, you really shouldn't break in without permission. No Trace smell speech, although in the heart understand. However, he was very unwilling. But master, what about our 7 immortals? Is that how to let go of the man who stole our fairy fruit? Moreover, some time ago, that stink made trouble for him and ate a lot of precious herbal fruits. He hasn't found anyone to account for this. If you just let it go, I really don't feel reconciled and suffer too much. The old man didn't speak. He seemed to ponder for a while. Finally, the body sitting on the rock, slowly stood up, old voice lightway. Okay, this matter, or I have to go personally, you stay at home. Yes, master. No Trace even want to follow, but the master's orders are not allowed to be disobeyed. On the way into the Warcraft Forest, Long Qingxia finally couldn't help but ask the curious Cloud Dance, what you just gave the shopkeeper to eat is really a lethal pill? Cloud Dance mouth corner smile yang, false, sugar pill, I originally intended to use to coax Red Ling. In fact, it was a kind of chronic poison that she developed by hand with modern pills. It's not fatal. However, the user, but there will be muscle chaos, a toxic pulse in the body. If you want to fool the shopkeeper, you have to have some small means. Otherwise, it's hard to guarantee that when she goes, he will do something small. Of course, Long Qingxia didn't ask carefully. Yunwu didn't explain it carefully. This kind of running all night is obviously not what Dragon Qingxia can bear. Soon after they entered the Warcraft Forest, Yunwu found that Long Qingxia's clothes were almost soaked by his cold sweat. Yunwu found a leeward cave, and went to find some dry wood to come back, and made a warm fire. Let's have a rest here tonight. I'll just check your body for you. Although you've carried the medicine, you'd better be careful. Long Qingxie leans on the luxurious carpet and looks at the clouds dancing busily. His face, which is always wearing a mask-like smile, is a little softer. I'll make do with my meal recently. Anyway, I'll be hungry for a long time. Without the outstanding cooking skills of Coco, plus Cloud Dance is not at ease to leave the dragon alone. Dinner can only be turned out since entering the Warcraft forest, no longer used big fruit pills to satisfy hunger. Whatever you eat for your husband is delicious with your company. Long Qingxie threw a big shurgua pill into his mouth like a sugar bean. He didn't care about what he ate. Yunwu threw the medicine bottle back into the space bracelet and said to the dragon, "Give me your hand and I'll feel your pulse." The warm fire reflected on Yunwu's side face. Looking at the young man's face, the dragon suddenly reached out to remove Yunwu's face. "What are you doing?" The white cheeks, like Lanziu, are shining a little charming red halo by the firelight, such as a pair of pale purple eyes under the eyebrows of Yuanshan Handai. The woman in front of her is like the most attractive datura. Even if she falls into hell forever, she never wants to let go. Dragon Qing Evil said nothing, but with his thumb gently rubbed the clouds of red lips, the petal-like touch people can't put it down. Just when Yunwu wants to clap the frivolous hand of Long Qingxie, he suddenly stares at Yunwu deeply. "Little thing, why do you accompany me to Warcraft Forest?" Cloud Dance retreated and naturally said, "It's not what you said. Can you help me become stronger?" In fact, what is the reason? Maybe she doesn't even know. However, she is not used to showing the feminine side in front of men. "Oh, how can I say hello to my husband?" Dragon Qing Evil, interestful of watching Cloud Dance, black eyes smile, is very happy. "What are you trying to say? Isn't it that I'm not suffering anymore and I have the strength to beat up again?" Yunwu was puzzled by the dragon's evil smile. "And somehow, in the past, I saw a smile that didn't matter, but tonight Yunwu didn't want to look at him." Long Qingxie's mouth was even higher, but he said, "Well, I have to rely on you to survive for a month." "How dare I provoke you, such a bad-tempered little thing." Smell speech, Cloud Dance helpless very want to throw him a white eye, no good airway. "Give me your hand." Long Qingxie grinned and handed her the hand. Yunwu begins to feel the pulse of Dragon Qingxie. She presses down the strange feeling at the bottom of her heart and restores her former indifference. She couldn't see how much better his soul damage was. "So, we can only let Hio a little bit of black fog from the fingertips of Cloud Dance quietly out, black AO along the pulse of Cloud Dance, checking the condition of Dragon Qingxie. Soon. Cloud Dance relaxed a little face, to the dragon-inclined evil way, the origin began to recover, the soul is still a little weak, maybe you before forced to start the relationship. So how soon can I do it myself? After a month, you can't have less than 1 day, unless you want to be a loser. Yunwu understood that he was anxious to find the beast gate. But now in this situation, if you really go, who can tell whether you are going to find someone to settle accounts or send someone to practice? Little thing, you are really more and more like a housekeeper. Long Qingxie stretched out his hand and squeezed it on Cloud Dancing and slippery cheek. I have to say that this face is more attractive than the recent appearance of Cloud Dance. To this man from time to time, freezes, the Cloud Dance indicated that already did not bother to bird him. Long night, outside the cave from time to time came the cry of Warcraft. 1 day and 1 night did not rest a moment of 2 people, finally can have a good rest. However, such a good time is always short. The next morning, before dawn, Yunwu was called by the dragon. Little thing, get up, your special training is about to start. Cloud Dance even when sleeping also keep vigilance, very shallow sleep. With such a cry, she opened her eyes without hesitation. Yunwu's eyes are clear looking at the dragon, giving people the illusion that she hasn't really fallen asleep all night. Cloud Dance blinked, thoroughly fresh, to Dragon Qing Evil asked, say, you want to give me special training content is what? This man, from the beginning of the big guarantee can let her break through the 8 levels above. I really don't know where he came from self-confidence. You know, in the normal training period, a person's strength to promote need to go through a long period of training, even by years of accumulation. This is not a breakthrough. Dragon Qing Xie was very leisurely and said, today, go and kill 5 4th level warcraft. As long as it's 4th level, no matter what kind. To tell you the truth, after hearing this, Yunwu suddenly had a doubt whether the man was kicked in the head. Any 5 4th order warcraft? It's as easy as chopping a cabbage with a knife. Long Qingxie, are you sure you're not kidding? Cloud Dance hands embrace chest, evil purple eyes pan with streamers staring at him. Long Qingxie greets her, and the evil radiance of her mouth outlines her. However, the smile at the bottom of the eyes was restrained, and the voice hardly said to Yunwu seriously, if it really can't hold, of course I won't force you to continue, but you should try your best and adapt to such a battle as soon as possible. It's just the first step. There's more to come. Smell speech, Cloud Dance eyebrow picked. Just hunt warcraft? Yunwu always feels that this is not as simple as that. Of course not. At the same time, the evil smile overflowed. And his sharp and deep black eyes were slightly narrowed at this time, which made Yunwu think of the same cunning animal, fox. Long Qingxie explained to Yunwu, from today on, you can't use weapons, you must fight with the 4th level warcraft unarmed. What's more, in addition to the fire element in your body, bring out the other elements and let them cooperate with each other. Warcraft also has its own attributes. If you can use the attributes to restrain them, you will have the best opportunity. Cloud Dance listened to Dragon Qing Evil finish these, but the heart is a move. You know, since she absorbed the 7-color fruit and got the power of 7 elements, she didn't really use it several times. What's more, they are used in coordination with each other. This can't help but make Yunwu feel feasible. However, unarmed can't use weapons, and she's most familiar with the way of fighting is to kill 5 4th order warcraft. It's not a little bit difficult. I don't know if I can guess what Yunwu was thinking at this time, but, little thing, you've met a lot of opportunities before, and it's smooth for you to improve your strength, but you have to know that you can't always rely on opportunities to improve. What's more, you can't really give full play to your inner strength without actual training. Long Qingxie said it clearly. In the face of such a different dragon, Yunwu suddenly felt that he was quiet with him. In fact, how could Yunwu not understand that this was just the same situation when the organization threw her and a group of people into the Malsan jungle, fought with each other and stepped out of the body? What's more, it's true that Long Qing's heresy is true. Since she came to this strange world, her way of upgrading has been so smooth that she has reached the peak of the 7th level. In fact, she hasn't even practiced much. Well, I see. Well behaved, how can Wei Fu harm you? Long Qingxie nodded with satisfaction. But then, suddenly bent forward, the action quickly in her ear tip sneak attack kiss. Cloud Dance really is, very instinctive reflexive raised his hand, a will he to push away, but forget Long Qingxie is not in good health at present. Dong! The sound of someone's head hitting the ground is dull. Fortunately, the carpet was laid in advance when he went to bed last night. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will be a bloody morning. A man's mood at this time is embarrassing. Cloud Dance in quite stiff backhand of moment, can't help but closed his eyes, asked him, you all right? This really can't blame him, he talked well, said it, but suddenly attacked like kiss her. I can't blame her, little thing, when can you change your habit of murdering your husband? Long Qingxie covers his forehead and sits up. His teeth itch at the Cloud Dance. If it's not for the wrong time, the wrong place, or even the wrong physical condition. He really wants to teach this little thing a good lesson so as to inspire his husband. Cloud Dance smell speech, also quite not to be outdone. Wei, you this mouth cheap, see what all want to gnaw of the fault, how not to change. This little thing, really Dragon Qing evil heart a burst of helpless, but some dark cool. You know, if it was before, how could this little woman talk back to him like this and throw a silver needle at him? But then, Long Qingxie looked at the sky outside and said to Yunwu, "Okay, you should go to train quickly. I'm not poisoned by those 2 pills. It's not worth it to make you angry at last." When the man is in better health, his mouth is cheap again. Cloud Dance is also lazy to grind G with the man here. "Okay, then you are a little more careful." With that, Yunwu got up neatly and left. However, just out of the cave, but suddenly think of something like consciousness moves. In the Hall of Chaos, Hyo was reading a book to pass the time, and a voice from outside the sky came to his ears. "Hyo, wake up Hung Ling and send them to me." "What's the matter?" Hyo was surprised. He thought he was in danger. Was it the Beast Gate they said last night? In general, Black Pride has no intention to care about things outside, so it automatically blocks the contact with the outside world. Nothing happened. "I just want to leave the cave and leave Hung Ling and Xiahongxie to protect the dragon." Black Ao's hand with the book unconsciously tightened, a dark current flashed across the bottom of his scarlet eyes, and the paper with white characters on the black background suddenly turned into a mass of black smoke under his grasp. Silence. "Okay, I'll send them out." There was a faint angry voice. Yunwu only felt a flash of red light in front of her eyes. In a twinkling of an eye, the sleeping Hung Ling appeared in front of her. And the little red snake, also in hibernation, is hanging on the branches and leaves on one side of Hung Ling. After sleeping for a long time, it is very listless. "Master?" Hung Ling tilted a huge bud, confused to the clouds, stood for a while, as if the head into a paste, do not know who is in front of. A cold wind came, and it suddenly perked up. "Master! Master!" Master Hung Ling was so excited that she would jump to Yunwu. "Don't rush. I have something to tell you." Yunwu frowned at Hung Ling's drooling mouth and pushed it away decisively. Seeing that Hung Ling didn't succeed, she twisted her pedestal and said, "Master, I seem to have been sleeping for a long time and my head hurts." "Well, I've brought you out to breathe. What's more, you don't need to do any hard work today, just wait for me to come back in the cave." Yunwu coaxes Hung Ling like a child. By the way, he turns Hung Ling around and stands in front of the cave. "Really?" Red Ling excited to swallow saliva, to Cloud Dance to ask away, "Master, that have a thing to eat for me?" "I'm so hungry." For a moment, Yunwu felt the black line on her forehead. What is she raising? Or a helper? This mouth closed, is to eat, hungry alas. Yunwu sighed silently, but still took out Dashigu pill from the space. Just wanted to pour a few to Hung Ling, but thought about it and took it back. "Hung Ling, I want to go out for a while. When I'm away, you can protect the people inside. If you behave well, I'll let him give you something to eat. How about that?" "No. Master, if you don't want to feed me, I'll find something to eat by myself. There are a lot of delicious food here. I can smell it." As soon as Hung Ling turned to the dragon in the cave, she suddenly shook her head. It seems that he is afraid of the exclusion of the dragon who doesn't want to get along with him. Yunwu's eardrum was hurt by Hung Ling's "whoa whoa whoa whoa," and her voice was angry. "It seems that you have grown up, so you leave to live and don't come back." "No. I don't want to leave the master." Hung Ling green twigs around the hands of Cloud Dance, aggrieved coquetry-like. Cloud Dance is still calm face. "Then do you listen or not?" Hung Ling instantly lost momentum and nodded, "Listen." "Well, be good and go in," Cloud Dance said. Hung Ling reluctantly grinds and goes to the cave. However, she mumbles, "If I had known, I might as well have been in the palace. The queen sent people to line up for me to eat." After hearing this sentence, Yunwu couldn't laugh or cry. This guy, I really don't know the heaven and the earth. As far as his strength is concerned, if the queen catches him face to face, he won't be a lump of ash. Wait. Hearing this, Hung Ling turned her head and looked forward to staring at her. When Yunwu saw this, he had a smile on his face and had to feed him 3 big shirgua pills. That's all. The rest depends on your performance. Seeing that the master is really going to let it stay, Hongling also admits her life. Well, master, when will you be back? Hongling Baji mouth, this thing is not a little bit of a lost, there is no taste. But it's full. It's inhumane. Yunwu looks at the orange-red mountains in the distance, and estimates the round-trip time to the 4th Order Warcraft activity area, plus the combat time of 5 4th Order Warcraft. Yunwu touched Hongling's fat green field and said to it, "It's dark. I should be able to come back." Hongling hasn't seen Yunwu for a long time. When she heard that she was going to leave all day, the whole flower withered. Cloud Dance looked at it, but smile, however, no more grinding what, turned and left. When the figure of Cloud Dance disappeared in the forest like the wind, Hongling just carried the little red snake that just woke up, unwilling to go into the cave together. Long Qingxia looks at Hongling, who hasn't been seen for a few days. He suddenly picks his eyebrows. He doesn't expect that Yunwu will leave Hongling behind. "Well, my master said you should be responsible for giving me food. If you don't, I will eat you." I really can't blame Hongling for her cruel words. Mainly in the face of dragon, it has a kind of instinctive threat and fear at the bottom of its heart, which makes Hongling lack of confidence. "Little monster, don't fool me. I just heard that. I'll give you food only when you behave well." Although there is some distance between the outside and inside of the cave, how can the sound hide from the sensitive ears of Long Qingxie? When Hongling hears the words, it's called suffocation. It seems that Long Qingxie likes to see it look like it is full of anger. He puts up a smile of evil nature and says, "If you get angry with me again, I will let Yunwu not feed you for 10 days. At the same time, Long Qingxie's long legs stretch on the luxurious carpet, like a proud evil god, teasing his new pet. He was so angry that his fangs were grinding with a clatter. But soon, Hongling suddenly saw something, suddenly evil from the edge of the gallbladder. "You just don't have a see, I see, you now weak eye leaf can draw you. I'll really eat you up if I get more." Say, ferocious stare at him. However, the majestic pop to sit on the ground, the open bud is fangs, sharp teeth, and dribs of saliva. Tut, what kind of people have pets? The dragon is not angry but laughs. This little monster is really the true story of Cloud Dance. The more exciting it is, the more energetic it is. Now, when you have the upper hand, you have to be strong enough not to lose. Yunwu sneezes in the forest. She rubs her nose and looks over the blooming wild flowers on the ground, wondering if she is allergic to pollen. The speed of Cloud Dance in the forest is far higher than her current strength can achieve. And the black fog under her feet, because she didn't worry about being seen by others, basically condensed into a solid. From a distance, it's like dancing in the clouds, stepping on a strange skateboard, wiping those huge and dense tree crowns, flying in the forest. Yunwu breathes the fresh air and brings the sound into Chaos Hall. "Hio, would you like to come out for a while?" Black proud some hesitant reply words. "I okay. Of course, no one else will see you here." With the words, Cloud Dance, sent into the Chaos Hall, a dark tall figure gradually condensed from her side. "Don't move. I'll take you faster." After the appearance of Hio, he drags the arm of Cloud Dance in one hand and unfolds the other arm, feeling the morning wind with all his heart. Cloud Dance looking at Black AO that satisfied appearance, heartfelt way, "Black AO, sorry, always let you hide in Chaos Hall, come out to breathe all right. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't even come out like this once in a while, could I?" I don't know why Hio is so open-minded today. He rarely felt the feeling of being illuminated by the sun, only felt that his muscles and bones were stretched out. Black AO says so. Cloud Dance also rarely evokes a smile. "When I have a chance, I'll make up the medicine and things you need as soon as possible." Although Hio has never said why he was imprisoned in the Palace of Chaos. However, it must have something to do with the witches. If you can help him recover his strength, maybe you can learn something about the witch clan from him. Maybe, at that time, you can ask how to untie the seal of Bai Lao. At first, Yunwu wanted to find out something from Shangguan, but what happened later couldn't keep up with the change. Now, we can only do something else. They left a shadow in the Warcraft forest. Before long, Hayo stopped at the top of a tall pine tree with Cloud Dance. He pointed to the ground and said to the cloud, "Here is a 4th order Warcraft. Don't you really need my help?" "No, I want to improve my strength." "If I have to rely on your help, isn't that a waste of time?" Cloud Dance is very refreshing, waving to Hayo, jumping down the pine tree. Under the pine trees, clouds dance in front of us. A Warcraft full of gorgeous stripes is sleeping, but is awakened by the unexpected guest Yunwu. Amber Beast pupils slowly open, it stares at Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance feel this is being watched by 2 gems. This is Sufeng Leopard. His speed is only a little slower than Snow Devil Wolf. You should be careful. At the top of the pine tree, the voice of Black Pride came from afar. Yunwu didn't reply, but looked at the leopard. For the first time, his muscles and even bones were tense. Because of the dragon's request, Yunwu didn't take out the fine sword this time, but chose to gather the fire attribute elements into his hands. Soon, that pair of white jade like catkin, as if hot water had been hot red, the air will be transpiration fog. Speed Wind Leopard, keenly aware of the crisis, roared. The next second, no longer waiting, a powerful bounce, then jumped into the air, trying to use the advantage of high altitude to attack Yunwu. The half-fight with Snow Devil Wolf was very useful for Cloud Dance. At least, this time in the face of the speed of Wind Leopard, Cloud Dance did not waste a little time because of surprise. The beautiful stripes of Speed Wind Leopard seem to glitter in the sunshine, and its vigorous body draws a sharp arc in the air. The Cloud Dance is not flurried to put out both hands, with the thunder and lightning to cover the potential of the ear. One hand holds fast Wind Leopard a front paw. Oh, the scalding temperature made the leopard howl. It landed on the ground and pushed its hind legs on the ground to get rid of the terrible counterattack of Yunwu. Due to Cloud Dance's strange and painful attack, Speed Wind Leopard no longer takes the initiative to attack this time, but chooses to wait quietly. Cloud Dance is calculating the time to fight with 5 4th order Warcraft, and has no time to waste with the fast Wind Leopard. So think, Cloud Dance 2 hands burst out of fire, its own fire element will not hurt herself. However, the flame is much more terrible for the leopard. To Yunwu's surprise, this fast Wind Leopard has no animal blood as a Warcraft. It just ran away. Run. It's over. Yunwu didn't want to. As soon as she moved, the wind element wrapped her body and immediately caught up with her. Today's first 4th level Warcraft, how can you just let it go? It was originally the Warcraft of the 1st level in the 4th level, but it became Fast Wind Leopard because it had its name meaning. Its speed was no less than that of the Warcraft at the top of the 4th level. Cloud Dance hands light way, I'm going to practice fighting, but and this guy ran so long, I'm more like learning to run away with it. Hayo squatted down, teasing the trembling Wind Leopard, and said to the cloud, Wind element, one of the skills is running. But this time, didn't you learn to use the branches of Xianyuan fruit tree to guide new forces? Cloud Dance spread out the palm of his right hand, a small leaf drilled out from the palm, painless, gradually stretch, very lovely. And it is. If you want to practice running, when she was chased all over the world by the samurai, she had learned that running is also a skill. At least, she can escape and save her life. After thinking about it, Yunwu grinned and said, it seems that we have gained a lot this time. Hayo, I'll show you this leopard. Take it to Chaos Hall as a pet, so that you won't be bored. Cloud Dance looked at Black AOT's Speed Wind Leopard, can't help but think of Black AO to Black Fog make dog to accompany him. Black AO tosses Fast Wind Leopard's movement, he looks up to Cloud Dance, as if didn't hear what she said. You don't like this guy? Cloud Dance said to himself, also, besides running around, nothing can be done, so why don't you take it back to Hung Ling and eat it? I'm catching it, and I'll give it to you. Speedwind Leopard in Black AO wait for a long time, did not wait for him to continue to scratch his chin. Silly Leng Leng tongue lick Black AO palm urged him. No, just it. Hio bowed his head and scratched the soft chin of Sufeng Leopard, making a decision. Cloud Dance saw that he really liked this little guy, so he didn't say more. Go to the next one. I hope the next one will be more challenging. Cloud Dance said at the same time, then began to walk toward the depths of the forest, ready to take the next challenge. But just out of 2 steps, but at the foot of a meal, the fundus streamer a sink. Someone. At this time, she suddenly stares straight when she glances forward. Hio, hide. The Cloud dances toward behind to lead the Black AO of the Fast Breeze Leopard, instantly low voice shout A, the words don't fall, she already hid into the grass. Hio is more convenient to hide than Yunwu. His body is like a lake with stones thrown on it. He shakes out a circle of waves and then collapses into a light black fog. Fast Wind Leopard seems to be in front of the vision scared Silly stiff in place, until a green vine, brush, to pull it into the grass. At this time, Black AO also condensed into human form again, squatted beside Yunwu, and looked out along the line of sight of Yunwu. Those people, they have the smell of Warcraft. He only looked over there a few times and then twisted his brows. Cloud Dance doesn't feel Warcraft. But she could recognize the masks of those people. Those masks engraved with the totem of Warcraft. In this Warcraft forest, in addition to the ghost place of the Beast Gate, there will never be a second place still used. Yunwu, are you going to kill them? When Hio asked, there was no fluctuation in his voice. It's as if killing those people is as easy for him as pulling the grass and picking a flower. Although he showed a gentle and even gentle side in front of Cloud Dance. However, it can never be concealed that he really belongs to the nature of darkness. Don't scare the snake at the moment. It's not that Yunwu doesn't want to get rid of these evils, but it's not the time to start. If you don't deal with it well, it will be troublesome for Long Qingxie to be involved. What's more, Long Qingxie seems to want to find the Beast Gate. Just at this moment, he will go to check it for him. Hio nodded and had no objection to Yunwu's words. Ouch! The Wind Leopard, who was held by Yunwu, was finally relieved and made a slight voice of protest. Cloud Dance helpless, had to first speed Wind Leopard to throw into Chaos Hall. In case it cheers up and shouts, she has no choice but to throw out Hio's new pet for lunch. Cloud Dance sees those people walk farther and farther, low voice way, Black proud, help me hide body shape. Well. Black AO silently turned into black fog again, making all the fog extremely small, making the Cloud Dance shrouded in it look more like the shadow of trees, without flaws. With the cover of Black Pride, Cloud Dance naturally has no worries. She crept behind the masked men, following them through a small bush. The masked men suddenly stopped at the edge of the bush, arguing with each other. Emotional, they did not notice that today's air, mixed with thin black fog. And it was the black fog that brought their argument to the ears of Yunwu. No, we can't go back like this. We can't even bring back a single sample. But if we don't go back, we'll all die of poisoning. You say it's poisonous. Can you prove it? We've never been poisoned. Why don't you believe me? The reason why Jade Snake betrayed Zhongmen was that they found out about it. Are you connected with that traitor? So you are also with the traitor of Jade Snake. Next, there was a series of bickering about the wheels. Yunwu realized that these people would not really fight, so it was a bit boring. All of a sudden. At this time, the sound of rolling boulders appeared out of thin air, which made Yunwu immediately raise his ears and listen attentively. The voice is more and more clear, like a mechanism from ancient times, the torrent of rolling time, came to her. With the appearance of the voice, the debate of several masked people also stopped. In the expectation of Cloud Dance, she finally saw the noumenon that made the sound. It was a gate, a stone gate so tall that people could only look up to it. The stone gate rises slowly from the bottom, facing a fierce red sun, as if it were a giant who created the world. One by one, the masked man walked into a small gap opened by the stone gate. When the last man came in, the stone gate closed at a very slow speed. Originally, it is in this position. Cloud Dance swept the surrounding environment and wrote down the location of the stone gate. Immediately, then turn around to prepare to leave, unexpectedly know the position, that wait for Long Qing evil body to recover, come together. However, just as Yunwu turned around, suddenly, a gloomy feeling came to her heart. It felt like a pair of quiet eyes suddenly appeared behind her, staring at her. Who? Cloud Dance suddenly turned back, and there was no one behind. Only the stone gate with a little gap is facing her in silence. I don't know why, Yunwu looked at the dark and deep gap, feeling cool from the bone. This is not her illusion, there is a pair of eyes behind the door looking at her, without blinking. Or rather, it's the stone gate of this huge object in front of me. It looks like a strange giant eye, looking at her, looking at her, looking at her purple pupil eye luster dark sink. The god of Cloud Dance has a moment of trance. She involuntarily opened her legs, like the fallen leaves involved in the whirlpool, and was attracted to fall into the stone gate. Cloud Dance. Hold on to the platform and keep yourself clear. The voice of Black Pride is like a thunder, resounding in the Cloud Dance mind. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.